Hi there everyone, welcome to Series 2 of the Jenny Monday Club, and this henceforth will be known as Loft Live or Loft Chat Live. Well, basically until I forget and keep calling it Shed Chat, but it's really great to have you along. And we're starting a few minutes early, so whilst and Zoe's completely caught me on the hop, to be honest. I had my gob full of biscuits.
She did as well, she nicked all my bickies.
These are really good. They're broken biscuits and stuff, but actually they've got some real doozies in here actually. So I'll have a biscuit. Would you like one? Biscuit? No? No, just reach out and grab one if you want one. No? Oh, I'll have them then.
That's cruel.
I know.
You didn't give them time.
I reckon. I can't read your comments just yet. So basically the cupboard monkey is just setting that up. You got me really on the hop. I was trying to stuff my face with biscuits. I haven't got a number two to help me out this week, so I'm gonna have to be careful about it. But bear with me here. Have a look at the train whilst I stuff my face. There you are.
Choo choo.
No, it doesn't go choo choo. What do you?
Well, it should. What's the point of a train if it doesn't go choo choo?
It's a gronk.
Okay, in that case it goes gronk, gronk, gronk,
And
gronk.
you're not far off the truth there, actually.
Gronk, gronk. Oh my heartsies.
No, we don't say
2000 AD reference there. Yeah.
Yeah, boom. Right, what do we got going on? Otis JB, hi to you.
Right, I'm off.
Matt Maz 2, evening to you. Patrick Ling, hi Jenny, nice to see you. Nice to see you too. Boom.
I has biscuit. I has off.
Well,
That's fine.
Take some more with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll tell you what, I'll just pinch all the nice ones. And then, go on.
Bye.
Zoe, just take them away. Gout Valley, hi. Ooh, it's a Loft Chat. Grey Knight 1971, hi to you. Wistaton Junction, hi to you. Combat Bunny, hi to you too. Always good to see you. And who else have we got? New Mills Model Railway, good evening. Hope all is well. Yes, it is. Doing really well. We just finished filming actually. I think it's Saturday's video. We're a bit out of sequence because we filmed quite a few of next week's videos and the week after, but we didn't have Saturday's video done. And excuse me, you may be thinking, well, it's a bit odd. Why don't you just like put them out in order? But it doesn't work like that. Essentially, 247 Developments, Brian Musby, aka B Motter, on the chat, sent me a load of stuff from his company. So we're doing the review for that. We just got that in the can, and that's going to go up as Saturday's video as a review of the products that they do. Daryl Hearn, good evening. I got my own supply of bickies tonight. Oh wow! So I've just grabbed a whole load out of the pack there. So I think they're Viscounts. I want a Viscount. Orange flavoured. I keep getting whiffs of. I don't know whether it's my paranoia or whether this stuff's becoming very prevalent, but I keep getting whiffs of, you know, that horrible cannabis that you smell people walking around, and it doesn't smell like the good hippie stuff, it's just like horrible stuff. And I keep getting either that or Nextdoor's just not very good at cooking. If you're watching, hi Nextdoor, I love you. Mark Rose, thank God it's Monday. Hi Jen and Zoe, hi to you. Actually, I quite like Mondays. Hey, Zoe, can you check something's not burning? There's a horrible smell. Are you sure they're cooking and not just cremating something? That smells a bit rank. Oh, could be. Yeah, it smells a bit sort of like cannabis-y by the time it's got up here. Apparently it's onions. Next door's cooking onions. Peter Philibrown says, where are I don't know, only you can answer that philosophically. I think you're in front of a computer, possibly, or a phone. Actually, you can't say that anymore, yeah, because loads of people are on tablets and phones and stuff, and TV sets. TV sets do the internet these days as well. Marty McFly, hey Jenny and the Cupboard Monkey, what's with the life preserver? Marty McFly, Back to the Future reference. Good to see you, Blind Paul. Hi to you, Robert Ward. Evening, Jenny and Zoe. Robert here from the sunny south. Actually, it's not so sunny at the moment, is it? Thea Olan, has Les got his A4 fixed? He hasn't brought it back round. But, right, for those of you who were watching last week, which was the last of Series 1, even though it didn't say it, for Shed Chat, we're now on Loft Live, Loft Chat. But essentially, he got it's a Hornby Railroad TTS fitted locomotive, but it's also then been customised with working lights, firebox flicker, and a Seuth smoke unit. And we couldn't get the smoke unit to work. But we've since found out that the smoke unit was programmed to come on when the locomotive whistled. So when you hit F2 on the sound thing. The problem is that with the actual controller that I use, which is one of these, F2 doesn't latch. And what I mean by that is all the other functions, you press the button once and it's on and it stays on. Apart from F2, and the way this Gauge Master one works is F2 is always going to be the whistle noise. So you press F2, you get that whistle, and then it's resetting itself to off. So with the smoke unit, yes, we were pressing F2, the locomotive was whistling, but because we weren't keeping it pressed, it wasn't starting to smoke. You'd basically, on one of these, you'd need to basically keep holding down the F2. Now, I believe you can reprogram that and maybe put it on a different one, but we're going to have to look into that. But it's something we can do. So we know what the problem is. It's not a problem. It's actually something I get as well with the Daypol Imperium decoders. When you put them into things that have got lots of different light functions. So, for example, the class 122 that I did. F2 is being used for one of the cab lighting functions, and what it means is you press F2, light comes on, you take your finger off, light turns off again, and it is a little bit annoying, but it's essentially the root of what the problem is. Daryl Hearn says, problem in the Bickies. Ooh, that could be a bit rough. The Don Juan King Fox Junction. Hi Jenny and fellow modelers. Got my scale, lorries and vans for my Weetabix factory for my layout. You inspired me last week. Oh, I feel really honoured. I've got a new toy actually, which is a lorry. This is an Oxford die-cast Atkinson Borderer in British Railways livery. So this would be sort of 1970s. I've loaded it up with, I don't think they're coming across very well because of the saturated lighting. There we are. The AF containers from Bachmann. I had a load of those knocking about. And it sort of takes three. But I do love a good Atkinson Borderer. Where's the camera hiding? Oh, you're over there. So there's a really awful close. It's not focusing. But it's Oxford diecast. I was in Bolton Model Mart. Big up Bolton Model Mart posse. And it just come in. They had a big box full of Oxford diecast stuff. And they just finished pricing them. I hadn't got them out on the shelf. And I went, oh, I'll buy that. So yeah, so I'm really glad that I've inspired you. Now, I always have to say this because I start yabbering away and all the comments just slide off the top of the screen. But if you're asking a question and I miss it, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's just because I've missed your comment. So after a little bit of time, if I haven't said anything and it is a genuine question, then just do ask it again. Cottismore says, yeah, that cold turned into pneumonia. Oh, loading the antibiotics and sympathy. I'm really sorry to hear, Cottismore. It was great to have you on when you came on. And I know because I did invite Cottismore on. And it's down with pneumonia, which is really actually quite serious. So you take really good care of yourself because pneumonia is people associate it with like, oh, you get too cold or wet feet and you end up with pneumonia, and there's probably a reason for that. But what pneumonia actually is a bacterial infection in your lungs, and basically it can be really bad. You get scarring in your lungs. I had it at age 16 months and nearly died from it, so you take really good care there. Stretch Edit says F2 isn't a latching function because the American railroads use that function for the loco bells. You want to keep it So you want it to keep ringing until you press F2 a second time. Right. I think it's basically on these particular controllers, F2 is generally the whistle, and all you want it to do is go like whistle and stop. But it's strange because normally F3 is a different sounding whistle, so I don't know why they do it. It just really, I found more cons to having F2 as non-latching than pros, so I don't know why. It probably seemed like a good idea to them at the time. Susie Huntback as NP. And NP, not familiar with that. I probably am familiar when it gets pointed out to me. But Bluegrass Railfan, vehicles is something I need to get for my N-gauge layout. We did some reviews actually on 3D printed vehicles from PD Models up in Orkney, and I know that Paul Tyre, who owns and runs PD Models, is planning on sending me through some 00 gauge review samples for a future review, so it's one to look out for. But certainly Oxford Diecast, I think, in my opinion, is probably the best and most comprehensive range source for just ready to plant, straight out of the box, everything's finished and done and dusted vehicles on the market. It's a really great range, and I've not really found any clangers whatsoever in that range. So big fan of Oxford Diecast vehicles, and they do, as I said before, they do N-gauge, they do 00, and I think they also do some 7mm ones as well, but they're a bit, you got to go hunting for them. Eddie Rob, hope everyone has now clicked on the YouTube link to say their vids are not for kids. The model and rail community can grow from strength to strength. Yes, that copper thing. My personal feeling, as I said in the video that we did about this, basically, I don't think it's going to be as dire as people are frightened of, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Basically, just, say it's not for kids. And then take it from there. At the end of the day, if you mark it as such and kids still watch it, then that's really the fault of the parents, not you. But today's beverage of choice here on Loft Chat 1 is Fanta Pink Grapefruit, 0 sugar. And I can hear the collective, like, as people go, what, no alcohol? Yeah, the alcohol comes later. We're in a Magners mood. I'm not sponsored by Magners. I'm not sponsored by Fanta either, for that matter. But, if anybody from Magners or Fanta is listening, just feel free to send a crate over. Bluegrass Railfan. The one vehicle I have but haven't put on the layout is an Oxford Diecast Mini Cooper with the UK flag on the roof. Oh, what, you mean this? So, there we I actually got this for when we filmed Great Model Railway Volcano Land. It just felt like something. I got this and I got the Shaguar, and actually Simon A.C. Martin talked me into letting him keep the Shaguar at the end of filming. But as I'd paid for them all, I thought, well, I'm keeping that. Faye Nolan says only 17 likes so far. You're absolutely right. Everybody who's watching, we've got 97 people in the room, so don't forget to smash that like button, and if you're not already done so, subscribe too. Hi there to Islet Transport, great to see you. Let's have a look. Graham, Kettering Junction, Oxford need to start making Mark II Granada, Mark IV Cortinas. Yeah, there's still a lot of gaps in their range. I'm still waiting for a Volvo 850. They do a 740, but as Simon A.C. Martin found, the 740 that they do is the saloon, and he wanted an estate, so he actually had to do a bit of kit bashing there and turn his into an estate because he wanted to model his own car. Bluegrass Railfan says the likes just doubled. Boom! It's great when that happens, isn't it? I Like Transport says, sorry, I can't do the links today as I'm watching from my, it says phone, but I presume you mean phone, but don't worry about it. I Like Transport, you are a star. I always do appreciate your input and the fact that you cheerlead all the links, so don't worry about it. You're always stepping up to the plate, so you're allowed a night off. Stretch edits, Cottesmore, what's that for a 158? Let's have a look. Oh, Gonk Droid 229. I love that name. Oh, me poor hatsies. Hi Jenny, are you getting the new Bachmann Class 20? Hoping to get one for Christmas. I do have a lot of Class 20s, but I'm wondering, is the new Class 20 finally going to have working directional lights? Because that's been the big glaring omission from the Bachmann Class 20 for quite some time. And even when they upgraded the chassis from 8-pin to 21-pin with a receptacle for the speaker to add sound to it, they still didn't put in lights. And it became this kind of... It was odd because when they upgraded the 24, the 25 as well, these all got direction control lights. But for some reason the 20 didn't. So it would be interesting, but it's not a deal clincher for me because I've got, I've got 5 Class 20s already, which for me is quite a lot. Good evening to you, Natalie Porter. George, you're welcome for the doubling of the likes. Oh, grand. Anyway, yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. It just massages my ego, really, more than anything else. Ben Davis says, hi Jennifer, thanks for the live stream. You're absolutely welcome and thank you for watching. It's always great that you all take your time out on your Monday to dip in and watch me up here in the loft for, well, now Loft Chat Live. This is a new series, as I said before at the beginning, and essentially we've been out of the shed for quite some time now, so it was probably what a few people suggested changing the name to Loft Live, so here we are. Ham Shackleton, it's great to have you along. Good evening to you. Richie Download Festival Goer, hi to you. And we've also got Wardle Road. I just brought the Dynamis controller opinions. I've just got a Prodigy Express 2 controller, so I must. I'm not an authority on DCC controllers. I know, but Dynamis, I'm sure people do say it's really good, but I have no experience of it whatsoever. Let's have a look. Coddismore. It's all just jumped off. That somebody said something about advent calendars. Oh, I'm gonna risk scrolling up. Hunts Heath Model Railway says, I see you won the MRYCG cover pick competition. Great picture. Well, thank you very much. It's something, all I will say about that is, I know Les is going to be like, why don't you tell me I couldn't tell anybody? But keep watching on Friday on the Hornby Signal Box YouTube channel. And that particular picture will start to make a lot of sense. Yeah, it obviously does already. But it's one to watch out for. Watch out for Hornby's YouTube channel on Friday. And then there'll be a feature-length episode on, I think it's Christmas Day. The Cupboard Monkey has just shouted up that Christmas Day you will finally see the super secret project from Les and I break cover, and it's a full feature-length hour and 10-minute episode of basically building a model from start to finish, and everything is there on screen. Oh, excuse me. Jodie Smith, have you been looking at any of the online advent calendars? There's some very good deals. Actually, yeah, sorry. So the Cupboard Monkey said, "Oh, you need a title." So we're talking about, you know, bargains and stuff. And I have been looking at some of the advent deals. There's some really good deals going on, and it kind of brought me onto the subject of basically. I'm going to have to scroll down. Oh, somebody said no. Susan Humpback, get 1 million. You deserve it. I'm afraid it's really difficult to follow the comments on this computer. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Cottesmore. Oh yes, I did send you the link. Thank you very much for that. The comments are coming in thick and fast. I'm not ignoring your comments, but I need to get some trains running. So do tell me if this is too loud at any point. I'm very mindful. I don't want to drown the sound out. But yeah, there was Fair Olin who said, what, no trains running? Absolutely right. So let's have a look. Bish bash bosh. There we are. That's 2. What else have we got? 2481, 2481. Bish bash bosh boosh. Yep, that's going in the right direction. What's the other one? Oh yes, Now you'll recognise, at least hopefully you'll recognise, is that going to go, oops, no, wrong way. You will recognise the black Waterman Railways Class 20, fairly apt, yeah, just over there. You can't really see it very well actually, I've got a lot of stuff in the way. This is the locomotive that you saw running on the grand final of GMRC on our layout, and it also makes an appearance on the War of the Worlds layout. The eagle-eyed will spot it in the background. Trevor Sowerby says, Jenny, Monday isn't Monday without Jenny and Zoe. Oh, thank you very much. That is very, very kind of you to say. And it's really great to have you all along. Don't forget to mash that like button. And, Jenny, you got Mallard to run tonight. Mallard. I don't have Mallard, I don't think. I'm trying to remember. I've got Golden Plover. Andrew K. McCosh, I think. Miles Beaver. There's a bird of some. Hold on a moment. What have I got? I've got Kingfisher. What's that one? What name are you? Guillemot. Andrew K. McCosh. Miles Beaver and Golden Plover. But at the moment, to be honest with you, I'm having a bit of a diesel thing going on at the moment. So we've actually got a Class 24, a Class 25 with sound, but I've turned the sound off because I don't really want everything drowning out. A pair of Ginties at the back there. They were both, I think it's Cheltenham Model Centre. Cheltenham Model Centre, or was it Hereford Model Centre? I never tell them two apart. They did a special commission of the Bachmann Ginties, one in Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway Prussian Blue, and it's the same one that later appeared in the main catalogue, except one digit difference. I think one's 23 and one's 24, unless I get close because my eyes are a bit rubbish. I think that's number 24 going around. And then there's also the Ginty in the Midland Railway maroon livery that the LMS used very early on as well. So there are two steamers going around. We've got the Waterman Railways Class 20, which is 20042. Yeah, and that's all 4 locomotives going round. And it's one of the things actually, when you build a model railway, make sure you can run as many trains as possible, because no matter what number you manage to get running, you'll always want to run more. And I was looking critically at Weir Yard the other day and thinking, there's a bottleneck, and if I'd have laid about 6 feet of track and made the lower bit quadruple through that, I could have run 5 trains at once. But yes, anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, bargains. When are a bargain not a bargain? Now, we were talking about the Advent lists, and actually I've been very, very tempted by some of the deals, but, you know, I'm all spent up for Christmas, in all honesty with you. But you've got to know what things cost. I've seen a lot of deals around online, and not just model railways, but it is something that I have seen in model railways, where things that I bargain are actually only a couple of quid off. And actually, if you look around, you can find another retailer selling the same thing that's not in a sort of like a bargain Advent one day only thing for less. So it does pay to shop around, and that's tying us in with the title. I don't know why I picked that title, to be honest with you. Colin Wipes, Jenny, do you know if Les has managed to sort out the smoke generator on his locomotive? I don't think he's tested it, but we believe we've worked out the reason why it didn't work, and it's why we were talking about the F2 function on. It's down to the DCC controller, we believe. So essentially, F2 doesn't latch on this controller. So once you stop physically pressing the button, it turns itself off again, and the smoke unit, we believe, is programmed to come on when the locomotive whistles on F2. So we'd have to physically hold down F2 to get it to start smoking, and we didn't do that because we didn't know. So we do need to try that, and it may well be that we can get it working. So I'm fairly confident on that. Combat Bunny says, we belong to Jenny's Model Railway Club. Oh, thank you. That's really nice of you to say. I have a drink. When I talk too much, my mouth goes a bit dry. So, right. Gamehammer Classic Gaming, aka The Cupboard Monkey, says, why not run a Gronk Fest? You know you want to. Codesmore, bargains are only bargains if you intended to buy them in the first place. That is absolutely true. And the biggest bargain is the one that you go, nah, let somebody else have a bargain. Because you find yourself, you're buying something because it's a bargain, not because you really want it. And actually, you'd save yourself a lot of money. I mean, we've all been guilty of this. Buying something just because it's a really great price. I've got locomotives up there that I've bought because they were like second hand, in really good condition, but second hand for an amazing price. And I've got a class, I think it's a class 401, the Hornby 401. I'm just looking at it down over there. I've got it out of the cabinet in the conservatory. And I really only bought it because it was at an amazing price, brand new. But I don't really have a use for it. And it's that kind of a bargain that actually is where all your money goes. Richie Download Festival Go, I found a good bargain on the new Bachmann breakdown crane. Instead of £248, I found it for £212. Shop around on that. I've seen it at a whole variety of different prices, that has to be said. Jodie Smith, with the gold-plated Flying Scotsman, it's not worth it. All you're paying for is the gold plating. Absolutely right. Codesmore, on my Z21 I can set the function to latch or not. Have you tried another controller? I don't have another controller, but I know exactly what you mean. Daryl Hearn, I missed out on a bargain yesterday. Bachmann 5-car Super Tilting Voyager, second-hand, brand new, £110. Can't find one for toffee today. That is actually, I mean, I'm not really a modern image sort of a person, but that is a really good price, it has to be said. Don Cragen, good morning Jenny, I'm joining late today in San Jose. You're not late, we've only been on about 20 minutes. I'll start at the beginning and play at increased speed until I catch up. So I'll be like... that's my impression of me speeded up. Bluegrass Rail fan, picked up the Graham Farish Capital Connection set for about $150. I presume that's US dollars. To get it new from the UK would be about $210. That's pretty good actually. And one of the things you might find as well is some of the shops that don't necessarily sell stuff very, very fast. And they'll have like previous versions of things. So like the biggie one used to be the Bolton Model Centre, and sadly it shut down. But they had the Bachmann Class 411s, the first run of them, for about, it's probably the first or the second run, for about £110, brand new in the box. But the current one's coming out at about 300 quid. So sometimes it pays to shop around. The Growler Blackwood Engage, oh, your comments just scrolled off the top. Let me see if I can, come on you. Blackwood Engage there, way, hey, hey, woo! Not long till Santa comes. Hope everyone gets something for their layouts. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's actually, one of the things though I find is that people don't necessarily know what I want. So I'm always a bit wary when people buy stuff for me for my layout, because they invariably buy me something which I wouldn't have otherwise bought. And so for example, like a bogie bolster wagon, and it's a Bachmann bogie bolster wagon, but it was in a livery that was not in my actual what I model, and it, you know, it was really, really generous and a nice thought for them. But I think that's the pitfall, unless you go to them and go, look, what should I buy for you for Christmas? And yeah, that does work out. Sometimes just you know, tell people what you want, because if I buy something for me, I know exactly what I want. So I view myself as being the easiest person in the world to buy for, because I know what I want. But other people say I'm one of the hardest people in the world to buy for, because it's really difficult to know exactly what I want. But yeah, certainly I'll probably get universal gift vouchers, aka some cool hard cash, to be able to buy what I want for Christmas. Codesmore says, I've just bought myself new Tim Horn baseboards anyway, so I'm avoiding the bargains. I know what you mean. You can end up spending a lot of money. I have this sort of like a virtual basket of things on various retailers, and I had a look at the one I had with the rails at Sheffield, and it was over £1,000 if I'd have clicked buy, and it's like, oh no, step away, walk away, citizen, there is nothing to see here. So it can get really expensive, I have to say. Deceitful train. Where are you? I can hear that of a train bumping along the. Yeah, there's a train stopped here, but that's just part of the wagons. Just bear with me one moment. I'm going to go and couple it up to the rest. So, actually, I'll just hit reverse. They've got reverse. Oh no, hold on. I need to go and put a wagon back on the track. Oh, yeah. Right, let's get this backed up. And one of these days, I'm waiting for something to derail in the tunnel, get hit by a train going round, and sort of get launched off into the depths of the mountain. And I probably wouldn't find it for another 30 years until sometime maybe I have to dismantle maybe the people have to deal with my estate. Oh, I'm macabre. And what's this? Oh, covered in dust and cobwebs, and a little spider going, oi, this has been my ancestral home for a long time. I'm talking rubbish now, aren't I? Oh dear, I'm talking absolute rubbish, and we haven't even moved on to the hard stuff. Right, Ian the Train says, hi Jenny from Suffolk, UK, hi to you. Kevin Bradley says, hi Jenny, just had Backman 37558, anyone else bit disappointed, no nose aerials or nameplates? Ah, well, interesting enough, watch out for my Saturday review, because if you want to embellish and improve locomotives, or even just rename them, 247 Developments is the company that I've done a review of their products that they sent me, but they do nameplates, number plates, things like that. So I know it's no. It's done it again. There's like, has it dropped a coupling somewhere? I don't know. Do you hate that? And it knew I was talking. It deceitfully was going to go round, ram all the wagons, and like spread stuff everywhere. So I'm just going to sort of idly watch that go round and have a look. Oh, Jodie Smith says, bought the new Hornby Coca-Cola set. I think that's got immense play value, it has to be said. I think that it is a really good idea to have that, it's something they can bring out every Christmas. Not necessarily sell it all year round. I think, selling that all year round, it might get a bit old a bit quick, but it certainly is a festive thing. I do quite like it. Right, come on, couple up the silly train. Oh. Right. Hopefully, right, we'll keep an eye on that, shall we? Right, Evan Railway 2019, Jenny, Hornby versus Pico track. I use Pico Streamline, and there's really no contest for me. Pico every time. Now, Hornby track, set track has its place, but for me, it's got to be Pico Streamline every single time, but that doesn't mean it's right for everybody. It depends on what you're doing. Right, I'm going to just do, I'm just going to scroll down to where I'm up to date, because, let's have a look. Come on, give me the newest comments. Right, oh no, hey, hold on. I've just noticed it's doing that deceitful thing where it's like, it goes top chat. I don't want top chat, I want all the chat. Don't you mess me about, you silly YouTube. All messages are visible. I hadn't spotted that. I hate it. Why does it want to, like, what does it think I am? Somebody who likes to be in an echo chamber of their own opinions. Bluegrass Rail Fan says, morning, 2:26 PM here in Kentucky. Well, it's, I'm looking at 7:25 according to that clock of it, PM in the UK. Leslie Gilpin says, I've started doing outtakes for all the derailment side video. I know what you mean, actually. Occasionally some of the outtakes make it to the ends of some of our videos, and it just means it's sometimes worth watching right to the very end. You know, when you get to that bit where it's like, and today's video has been brought to you by the following Patreons, and you're like, ah, boring, next video. If you look on the progress bar, sometimes you think, there's an awful lot of video left to go, and it's sometimes if we've got particularly funny outtakes, we have been known to slap them on the end, so something to look out for. Matty Matman says, hi from Rutland, the only county without a McDonald's or model shop. Oh, Rutland Weekend Television. That was an Eric Idle programme, I think, from the 70s. Yeah, it's terribly small. It tends to be... is Rutland actually a county to itself? I thought Rutland was normally lumped together with... I'm trying to think, is it Northamptonshire? Somewhere like that, I'm not sure. Blind Paul says, I'm with you on the Pico track. Yeah, I mean... If you just want a set track layout, then actually the Pico stuff and the Hornby stuff, and Bachman stuff for that matter as well, there's probably not really anything to choose between them. But if you want to actually build a layout like what you see in here, this is all Pico Streamline Code 100, and really there's just no other way of doing it. Bob Patterson says, morning from down under. Gonads 12:59, evening to you, Bluegrass Railfan. I want to say my old is it Louisville or Louisville? Louisville and Nashville N-scale layout had Pico switches. Got a spare when I bought the layout in case it needed replacing. James Daly, my wife just bought me my first engine, an N-gauge Delta. Ooh, you got a keeper there. The wife, well actually N-gauge Delta as well, but certainly the wife's the keeper if they're buying your trains. Andy 1962, I'm watching on iPhone and YouTube not allowing me to like your live post. Interesting to know. Maybe that's why I haven't got as many likes as I've got people watching. Don't forget to mash that like button. Possibly you can't like it if you're watching on certain devices. Ben Davis, it was like the Hatton's 12 deals of Christmas. Day 12, they have train 1 was already in the winter bargains, what began on November 1st, 2019. What didn't make them one-day deals for 1 day? Yeah, there's a few on there. The Class 122s I noticed, and the 121s are the same price that they were when I did my review. The Growler Blackwood N-gauge layout, Pico code 55 wins it for N-gauge. Yeah, code 75 does look better in 00, but I'm led to believe that the track can be quite fragile, so you do have to be a lot more careful. Bluegrass Railfan, Louisville is how us locals pronounce it. Louisville. Don't worry, it throws off everyone. Yeah, it's one of those things. American pronunciations of places aren't necessarily what UK people would expect. But a lot of UK place names throw people. It's places like Wisbech and Alnwick and you know, places like that. They're not spelt like that. And Leicester, it's spelt Leicester, but it's Leicester. Believe me. Faya Olin, I bought mine to run eventually. I think Princess Elizabeth would look great pulling the maroon Coronation Scott coaches. Yeah, I think you're right there. The Scuba Tourist, hey up Jenny, me muckaroo. Rigid Download Festival goer, I've just coupled up my plain black, BR Crest, Foxcote Manor 7822 and Dinmore Manor 7820 for double heading. Actually, I've got sent some nameplates. I've just filmed for 247 Developments. They sent, I think it's Foxcote Manor. The nameplates then, it's not the locomotive. Evan Railway 2019, can you start up a diesel? I'll give you a blast of one of my diesels, but I won't leave it on because, so there we are. Not sure how loud that is. We'll give that a go. Is that drowning me out? It gets annoying very quick. I have to be honest. When you're just running trains in circles, the sound chips sometimes do get very repetitive. Ooh, chocolate bicky. Ooh, that's nice, isn't it? Jodie Smith says, just also bought Hornby 9F Evening Star. Now that's a locomotive type that I have none of. I don't have a 9F. And it is a glaring omission, and it's sort of on the to get list. It's one of those things, I've got so many locomotives that I want to get, then just you'd run out of money. But yeah, I don't have a 9F, and it is a locomotive that I really do want to get one. Bluegrass Railfan says, not too loud. Oh, Go Now's 12:59. Pico Code 75 can cause problems for older rails that, yeah, they kind of bounce along the chairs. I'm presuming that the Code 55, does that do the same thing in N-gauge for older models? Combat Bunny, I have to use iPad for chat and the TV for the video. Ah, right, I'm with you. Stretch Edits, Jenny, how come Hattons had all those Class 121s as bargains, yet never the BR green ones? Guess those are the ones they sell most of. I think that Hattons may have sold out of the green ones, but I did see, if you head over to Rails, they do have the green ones, and they are in their, or at least they were in their bargains. So go and check out the Rails of Sheffield site. Oh, excuse me. So you probably need to go and check them out for that. Chop around, but yeah, I think the green ones do sell the best. Thea Olan, need to go and earn some pennies. Have a great show. Bye to everyone. We'll watch the full video later. Well, look, you take care and catch you later. Patrick Furlong says, and hello Zoe if you're there. I'm presuming you said hello to me as well earlier on. I've missed that comment. But hi to you. The cupboard monkey is downstairs. I think, yeah, she is. Yeah, I've just spotted her comment. She's downstairs doing some editing. Evan Railway 2019, Pico does do set track as well, and Hornby does set track and flexi. I'm not so keen on the Hornby flexi, it must be said. They may have changed the design, but it used to only flex, like one side had all the flex and the other side stayed the same length, if you understand what I mean. So it meant it made it a little bit tricky to flex in one direction over the other, if that makes sense. Bluegrass Railfan, Code 55 in N is troublesome for older freight cars with the metal pizza cutter wheels. Something about the height, I think. I have Unitrack, which is Code 80. Ah, right, yes. Bluegrass Railfan also have a loop of Atlas True Track, which is Code 65, which they did. So the height would be enough for the pizza cutter wheels. Right, so that's basically like a compromise between the two. Kind of like, I suppose you could use Code 83, which I know that the sleeper space, or the tie spacing, is for North American outlines, but that track is possibly, in terms of rail height, it would do the same thing in 00. The Growler Blackwood N-gauge layout, back up to my layout to continue rebuilding my Metcalf retaining wall. Wasn't 100% correct, and yes, Code 55 might cause a problem. Some of the older Graham Farish pool models. Ah, yeah. Now, the Metcalf retaining walls, I really do like that kit. I'm just looking, actually. There's none visible on camera, but I've got a load over there and some over there. I think it's one of the best kits that Metcalf make. And I'm not being sent any for review. This is purely me buying them and building them for my model. And they are a great, great product. Ben Davis, but I think the best from Bargain Advent Calendar have come from Rails of Sheffield and Kernow Model Rail Centre. I haven't actually looked at the Kernow ones. It must be said that I'm just going to turn the sound off, because it does start to become a bit repetitive. It just because the trains are just going in circles. Oh, I needed that. Very refreshing. But we'll be moving on to the hard stuff next. So, hard stuff, engage! Patrick Furlong said that I did say hello to you. I thought you might have done. Southern Train Girl, hi to you. Leslie Gilpin, Code 55 sort of looks right for N scale, but as double web and sleeper spacing is wrong. No way is 2mm fine scale. Ben Davis, oh yeah, I haven't looked at the Kernow Model Centre advert. I must go and have a look, actually. The Scuba Trust. My loft is now boarded. Baseboard's being done Friday. Can't wait. It's really good, isn't it, when you finally get that space to work on. Blind Paul, the Hornby points are quite poor compared to the Pico points. I would go with that, actually. I've seen they crop up second hand from time to time, and that the Hornby points just aren't very good, in my opinion. Ben Davis, hi Jennifer. I watched you review the Doppel 121. It was amazing. I did go and get one from Hatton's Winter Bargain, and it was class 121 in Midline West Midlands livery. Yeah, there's some of the other liveries actually. I don't do post privatisation, but the Silverlink one, that one really. I was looking at it and thinking, you know, I really like that one. But yeah, well, thank you very much. I'm glad that my review was helpful to people. Ian the Train, used code 75 for the past 20 years and have used it on exhibition layouts with no props. Old Lima wheels did have issues. Yeah, they had quite deep flanges, I think was the problem. Richie Download Festival goer, who can never have too many GWR Manor class. I've only got one. I think one. Actually, no, I haven't got any. Because I'm thinking of a whole class. Ben Davis, hi Jennifer, will you be going to the London Festival of Railway Modelling? That'll be the one at Alexandra Palace. Yes, I am. I'm there with a layout, and I'm also being interviewed on the MRC stand. So yes, I'll be there all weekend. I'll be there on the Friday as well. Ham Shackleton, on the booze. Jenny will be falling off the stool soon. Actually, I found out the other day. I was trying to find another one of these. It's I'll hold it up so you can kind of see it. But this is the chair that Zoe got for me, and it's like a little poof with a back. And it's in that sort of like moquette colour. And I found a label underneath, Miss Muffet Furniture. And I looked it up, and they're actually quite valuable. They're like a 1960s type of furniture. More common in red or brown vinyl covering. But I think that this moquette is original, and that they're going for like 70, 80 quid on eBay. It's really most peculiar. But it's ragingly comfortable because it supports your back. Yum yum yum. Game Hammer Classic Gaming. The hard stuff. It's going to be doing complex quadratic equations. Isn't that stuff like 2x plus 3y equals 4x plus 9y or something stupid like that? Leslie Gilpin says, it was stretch edits. I recently sold off a ton of Batman and Hornby locals. I was so disillusioned with their pulling power. Buying Helgen now, as they pull the house over if needed. I do have gradients. I have to say, I've got some quite steep gradients. They're 4% gradients. I don't know what that is, like 1 in whatever. It's what is 4%? Something like 1 in 25, which is quite steep. And the Backman Class 24 that's going around just handles it the greatest of ease. Jodie Smith says, ordered the Hornby Union of South Africa. I do really like the Hornby A4s, it has to be said. I've got 5 of them, and yes, would definitely buy more. Richie Download Festival goes, says, hi Jen, are you going to the Milton Keynes Model Railway Show on the 14th to 15th of February? No immediate plans, it has to be said. I don't get out much for model railway exhibitions because I work the horrible, I hate every second of it day job. I work on Saturdays, so I'm never really free on Saturdays. I've used up all my holiday entitlement for this year, filming GMRC and some other stuff. So basically, I could only go on the Sunday. Milton Keynes is quite a run for me. And but never say never, maybe somebody will invite me to be like a special guest or do a panel or something, wink wink. Because I really, I'd love to be on a panel. I see them at like Comic-Con and stuff. And as an author, I never got invited onto panels. Really annoying, because I know a lot of sci-fi and comic writers who do panels and they never invite me. I feel like I smell or something. I was one of the first people to get published in my kind of like social group from university, and some of the people who went on to get published after me never invite me on their panels. They'll invite other people that we know, but never me. I've got an axe to grind here. Bluegrass Rail Fan. The only thing that really concerns me about Hornby track is the metal pins they use to power the track. I've read about it getting hot and melting the tyres. I've heard something about that as well, actually. Patrick Furlong, my stepfather used to be into model railways, but he'd never let me use any of it. Yeah, it sounds like me with my little nephew. It's like, don't touch, Auntie Jenny will show you how it works. Ham Shackleton, 4X, that's Castlemaine. Australians wouldn't give a Castlemaine 4X for anything else, used to be how the adverts went. And real Australians probably look at that and Foster's is the other one, and it's like, you seriously drink that rubbish? Bluegrass rail fan, I was told there'd be no math. No, it's like you never know when it comes in handy. Leslie Gilpin, Bluegrass, that's Markham with the studs. Ron Stanbridge, hi Jenny, the fracking disaster will be at Milton Keynes on the 1450. Oh, brilliant. From the yeah, I know. I saw it in the. I've got the Pico booklet somewhere, so I've seen pictures. And obviously, I watched the series as well. Oh, grand. It's still a really long way for me to come. But are you at Ali Pali? Although it's becoming increasingly difficult. Oh, Vicky's. Increasingly difficult to get the GMRC layouts into exhibitions at the moment. I tried to get into Worley with the War of the Worlds, and they just weren't really interested. Oh, score! I've got a Viscount that is made entirely of the orange filling covered in chocolate. There is no biscuit in it. Score! Actually, one of the best things I've ever tasted was a Kit Kat that had no wafer in. It was basically, God knows what had happened to the wafer, but it was a solid Kit Kat of chocolate. Oh man, that was wonderful. Tim's Trains. Hey Jen, quick question. Painted bottom of lake with WS blue and an undercoat, but looks too dark. What's the best way to lighten it? One icy blue colour, really. What I would suggest is mix a little bit of white into the same blue, and just mix it by eye. Put a bit of white into the blue that you've already used to lighten it up, and when you're happy with that colour, repaint the base, would be my guess. That's probably the only thing I can suggest. But yeah, just experimentation. Berry 120, too right. It's never a bargain if you don't need it and won't use it. Evan Railway 2019. Jenny, where are you steaming from, if you don't mind me asking? Steaming from? I'm based in Bolton, which is the north side of Manchester in the UK. Bob Patterson, do you know if the Railway Challenge is being released on DVD, as we most likely will never get them down under? I don't know. Now I know Biggest Little Railway, I did get sent a DVD copy, and that has been shown in Australia actually, but I don't believe that has had an official DVD release, so I don't know. I can ask. But at the moment it's really, obviously with Christmas and New Year, it's almost impossible to actually get an answer out of Pat Doyle. Oh, that is wonderful. A Viscount that's just all the orange filling and are covered in chocolate and no biscuit. Oh. I bet I won't get that lucky with the last two. Ben Davis, what's your favourite model of 2019? Has to be my favourite model of all time was the Bachmann H1 Brighton Atlantic in London Brighton and South Coast Railway, Burnt Umber. And that did definitely come out this year, didn't it? But I just love that loco. It's my favourite loco of all time at the moment. Fat Wallet Boy 2, Orange Viscount. I know. And I just had one that was just all orange filling and no biscuit, covered in chocolate. That was really nice. Berry 120. Railmen of Kent currently have their 3 GMRC layouts at Aimrec in Ashford at the moment, if anyone wants to look. Worth going if you're... Oh, hold on. Worth going if you're reasonably local. It's free and there's a few other layouts there too. Excellent. Not been to London show for 5 years, says Ian the Train. But if you're there, next one will come down definitely. Oh, brilliant. Look out for me. I'm on stand 44. It's the War of the Worlds layout from GMRC that I'll be there exhibiting. Along with Melanie is going to be there. Stefan should be there as well. And Simon, I think, is only able to do the Saturday. He won't be there the Sunday. So, yeah. Grand fan. And I believe I'm doing an interview with the MRC on both days as well. Patrick Furlong says, Jeddy, my mother once got a Kit Kat without a wafer in and she kept it hell with the makers who just fobbed it off. Yeah, too right. Solid chocolate Kit Kat is wonderful. It's better than the proper ones. Stretch edits. I remember once buying a Twix with 3 biscuits instead of 2 in it. How did it fit in the packet? Leslie Gilpin, it's like when we used to get 5 or 6 salt bags in crisp packets. Oh, for that full-on salt hit, you'd be like, ooh, yeah. Your mouth would all go, salty. Kirk TV says, hi to you. Ham Shackleton says, many years ago, Club were giving away a golf car if you found the biscuit that read golf. You had to return the biscuit to claim. I read the inside of the sleeve when I only had the F left. So it's a real biscuit. You know, that's weird. So presumably they were stuck with a golf car and wondering, why is nobody redeeming it? Did you send the F off and go, well, I accidentally ate the rest of it? Scuba Trust says, Jenny from Bolton, she has the big right on. Oh, okay. Oh. These are from the like broken and misfit biscuits. And these Viscounts are very generous on the orange filling and got very small biscuits in. Let's have a look. Kurt TV says, what trains have you got running? Right, I've got a Bachmann Class 24, 24081, which was the very first release in topped rail blue that they ever did, way back in about 2003, 2004. I then got a weathered 25052 Class 25, which is sound fitted, and that's factory weathered, and I believe it was the first release of the 25 when they went to the 21-pin chassis and got directional lights. Then I've also got a pair of Bachmann Ginties, one in Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway and one in Midland Railway LMS Maroon. And they were, I can never remember whether it was the Hereford Model Centre or I think it was Cheltenham Model Centre Special Commissions. And then I've got the Waterman Railways Class 20s 20042. And that was a Collectors Club model from a very long time ago. Ooh. Bob Patterson says, okay, well, if you do find, please message me now back to Country and Blues radio show recording. I'm not sure what you're replying to on that. If I miss comments, it's not because I'm ignoring them. It's just because they scroll off the screen too quick whilst I'm yabbering away. But don't forget to mash that like button. And also remember that you can check me out over on Patreon if you really want to support me and help me to make the videos that you know and love. And, yeah, we've got this super chat and rubbish like that as well. Actually, over the last few weeks, some people have been really generous. I've been really humbled, actually, by some of your generosity. It's been really great. Islet Transport says, when is Ali Pali? March sometime. You have to, if you Google London Festival of Railway Modelling at Alexandra Palace, you'll find the dates, but I don't have them to hand. Stefan Jones says, evening everyone. Bluegrass Rail fan, I miss when Twix had more than 1 or 2 flavours. Well, at the moment in the UK, we're getting white chocolate Twixes as well as the regular milk chocolate ones, and I love the white chocolate Twixes. We're getting a sort of a biscuit and chocolate theme here going here. Scuba Trust, Peter K. Punchetti. Garlic bread, it'll never catch on. Oh, ahaha. I have just spotted the deceitful Class 24 has, for whatever reason, derailed. It thought I wouldn't notice. Oh, let's have a look. It's probably this wagon causing all the commotion. So, a top tip for you, if you get a wagon that keeps derailing at a certain point in your layout, try first off taking it out and just turning it round the other way. Sometimes that is enough to cure a persistent derailment in the same location. I learnt that running Hornby 00 exhibition layouts a very long time ago. But, come on you, couple up. And there we go. Oh, I see what the problem is. It's, right, let's see. There we go. I think the couplings are a little bit misaligned. Oh, excuse me. Berry120 says 21st to 22nd of March is Ali Pally. Great, thank you very much for that. Evan Railway 2019 says, Jenny, when you dropped your biscuit, my logo derailed. Oh, all these duds have got extra orange in. I don't know how they'd know that they were duds though. They look normal from the outside. Ham Shackleton says, white chunky Kit Kat. Good evening to you, Warrington Train Spotter as well. I'll tell you what's really nice, white chocolate Lion bars when you can find them. They are gorgeous. Kirk TV, has anything more happened on your layout? Or in terms of building, I've had the update video went up on Friday just gone. In terms of building anything up here, I honestly haven't. We've been doing other filming work, so I'm just looking around and thinking, no, there's nothing that I've built up here since the Friday update video. The Scuba Trust says, do you do consulting work? Soldering jobs for train money funds? I'm not very good at soldering, it has to be said. They're nice tight ends. My soldering is rubbish. I actually hate soldering. I can do just enough to get by. And the trick with soldering is you need a good soldering iron. Nothing beats a good soldering iron. And what a good soldering iron does is it puts a lot of heat in quickly so that you can basically heat the piece that you want to get up to temperature quickly, so that the heat doesn't have enough time to percolate through and start melting other things and doing a lot of damage. And I find that a powerful soldering iron actually, almost perversely, does less heat damage than a lower power soldering iron, because when you use those, it takes so long to heat up the piece of work. That heat is slowly transferring through the piece, and so other things get really hot. Kirk TV asks, where's Les? I'm presumably sat at home. He did dip in earlier on, yeah, I think he's at home somewhere. Oh, hello, New Junction. We just had New Junction. Who's in the house? New Junction's in the house. I did invite New Junction on as well, actually, but you live down south somewhere, Hinkley. So it's a bit of a trek. Berry120, talking of classic snacks, why is it that wheat crunchies now only ever seem to be around in the worst flavour, crispy bacon? Why do I never see spicy tomato anymore? Why are we're supposed to be talking about model railways, it has to be said. Right, I'm not going to talk about biscuits anyway. Biscuits. New Junction says, in the warmer months I'll come up. We have a deal. Yeah, it'd be great to see you actually. I do need to come down and visit you. In fact, Cottesmore, if you're still in the room, I need to come over and film your layout, just because I like to go and visit people. Not done nearly enough of that this year. But yeah, that would be grand. We'll do something. I'll cook a lasagna or something. We'll have a good day of it. Andy 1962, top tip Jenny Reed, turning wagons around. It's weird, but it does work. Same goes for coaches. Yeah, it's just something between, you get two couplings that just don't like each other. So if you turn one of those vehicles round, those couplings aren't then like coupling to coupling. And it's amazing how often that sorts a persistent derailment more than anything else. Not always, but I've found over the years that it's actually a really simple way of just sorting that out. The Scuba Trust says, great soldering tip, cheers, stick a bicky in a wagon. Oh, but yeah, no, seriously, I mean, where's my soldering iron gone? Oh, it's tucked away underneath. But I've got an old, quite an old, I think it's from the 1970s. So it is an old soldering iron, but it came from Smith's Instruments at Glanreed in South Wales. It's long gone. They demolished that factory in the late 80s. But my grandfather used to work there. He was the site electrician. And when they shut the place down, he got quite a lot of bits and pieces, including several of the soldering irons. And they are very powerful. And Smith's Instruments made things like your instrument clusters in cars. And so you need something that transfers a lot of heat very quickly, so you're not damaging the rest of the piece. And so that's why they had those. Berry 120, resoldering irons. Temperature control is also very important, in my honest opinion. Sometimes you really need a hot temperature so that heat doesn't get wicked away, but in other situations that does destroy components. Yeah, absolutely right. Very expensive soldering irons do have variable heat control. Evan Railway 2019, you can visit my railway. I get a lot of invites, I do, I have to say. Station Road Model Railway, greetings from New Zealand. Hi to you as well. It's always great to have you aboard. And Sparky 107. Hi Jenny, just on a 15-minute break, so get a Jenny fix. Oh, thank you, it's really great to see you. I saw your progress on your railway room. It's looking good, coming together really quick. The Urban Airsofter, hi to you. Andy 1962, maybe you and New Junction could come to Model Rail Scotland in February. It'd be nice to say hi. Or carpool all the way up. It would have to be, actually I think New Junction, you're a motorcyclist, aren't you? And you mentioned this before. I don't do motorcycles. One mode of transport that's never agreed with me, I have to say. Coddesmore says, someone mentioned my name, my ears are burning. Yeah, I was just saying, I need to come up and over and do some filming on your railway, actually. You've been up here, and it'd be great to have you over as well again. I know you've been really ill at the moment with just take them away, Zoe. I don't want to build biscuits. Well, maybe let me have one biscuit. Just one more fix. I'm good. Right, Zoe.
No, I'm good for it.
Yeah, take the cupboard monkey. Take them. You can't give biscuits away these days. But yeah, Codsmore, it'd be great to come on over and film your layout and just interview you. You've interviewed me. It'd be great to interview you. Warrington Train Spotter. Also, a comment about Fat Wallet Boy 2. How come you can get Smith's crisps in a multipack of 12 3 flavors, 2 of which nobody enjoys, yet that you can't get ready salted in multi-pack? So let's move on from the crisps and biscuits. Warrington Train Spotter says, are you set for Christmas? I pretty much am, yeah. Oh god, yeah. Typing comments too quickly. Codsmore, more than welcome to come down, Jenny. Will probably be February though after I've transferred to Tim Hornboards. No problem. Kirk TV, cleaning my wheels on Tornado. Leslie Gilpin, hi Sparky, snowing there. New Junction is already going. You get around a lot actually, New Junction. You're very lucky. I suppose because you do work for BRM. So you get to go to all these shows. I'm insanely jealous, I have to say. Theon's Model Railway says, hi to you. Berry 120, not a bad idea. There's a lot of other things you could do, but I think they found something that works relatively well with the GMRC format, so seem to be sticking with that for now. I think I've missed the comment that's a reply to. Evan Railway 2019, Jenny, I'm currently building a 5-inch ride-on railway. Stopped at 4 today. Oh, I love a good ride on railway. Patrick Furlong, Jenny, just drop the packet of biscuits through the hatch. No, I couldn't do that. Fat Waller Boy 2, Jenny, will you be doing Loft Live on the 23rd and 30th of December? Possibly. Rob Stricken Theory, this is awesome. Well, thank you very much. Andy 1962, excellent news, New Junction. And yeah, New Junction does get around. You lucky so-and-so. I would so love to be able to do this for a living. Even just something in the industry. I've got a few fingers and a few pies, but I would love to be able to march into where I work and go, and just go, and you can take your job and you can shove it where the sun doesn't shine. But if my new job doesn't work out, can I come back? B Mozza says, oh hi B Mozza, thank you very much. We just filmed the review actually of the etched nameplates that we sent over. Big thanks to that. It's B Mozza of 247 Developments for all your etched nameplate needs. I'm the only show that I'm actually booked in to do is Ali Pali next March. Essentially, the problem I've got is, essentially, I've got a day job that I have to do to pay the bills. So I work Wednesday to Saturday, and I hate every second of it, and I make no bones of that. So at some point, hopefully, I can make model railways my full-time job, and that would be grand. But until then, I don't get a lot of time for going to shows. Beyond model railways, hi Jenny, have you got any of the Pullman Mark 1s? Yeah, actually, I've got a couple knocking about. New Junction, don't swear at me, I work for Hornby Magazine. Guys, for some reason, I always got Hornby Magazine and BRM mixed up, I don't know why. Rob Stricken Theory, there's an alien riding the train. Alien riding the train? Which one? Alien? Which train are we looking at? Huh. Berry 120, those have the space and money for so it's answer for something else. Sparky, shouldn't you be working? Berry 120, visit Berry 120. Oh yeah, Patrick Furlong says, do you get sent models for review, Jenny? I do actually, yes. I do get sent stuff for review. But review models don't pay the mortgage. It's and I'm very grateful for manufacturers supporting me in this way. But there's no substitute for cool hard cash. I'm sure a lot of the rest of you as well think much the same. You know, like a bit of money, I can buy baked beans with that. Sparky, Fox Hill Railway, good evening to you. Sparky 107, Christmas Day, I will be doing a live stream. Oh, one to tune into. Sparky 107, I know it's late, 7, it just keeps scrolling off the top. 7 PM Eastern, but hope some of you can join me that night. Certainly. Anybody who's up for that, then certainly that would be grand. Tim JD Dowd, Jenny, how many trains can you have running at the same time on the layout? Notionally 4. There are 4 tracks that you can just leave trains to run. But this is DCC, so you can actually shunt other trains in the sidings at the same time. And it's really all just down to how dexterous you are. But 4 trains can run continuously without needing any oversight. Evan Railway 2019, I can't use Pico for 5-inch gauge, Jenny. No, you can't. But actually, it'd be quite good. I'd enjoy making track at that kind of scale. I think that would be really grand. I don't know what size Pico goes up to. I think they do gauge 1 and G scale, but I don't know whether they do anything bigger than that. Ian the Train, hi Jen, rather than those strange model making competitions on TV, why not one on a train set? It's not just for Christmas, and see how teams can improve on a set as a challenge with maybe X amount of money. Well, I filmed a pilot for potentially a series for a TV company. Whether it gets picked up is another matter, but watch this space. There are interesting things afoot as long as the TV company picks up on it and actually commissions it for a full series. but already had that kind of an idea. Not quite that idea, but certainly there are formats out there. It's just whether they get picked up. So watch this space. Restate says, aliens are here, we gotta hide. Yeah, it's a bit like the John Carpenter film, They Live. If you haven't seen it, it's not as good as like Big Trouble in Little China or The Thing or Halloween, but it's certainly an interesting one. Leslie Gilpin, Christmas Day I'll be in Toronto, possibly on the 3rd of Christmas dinner. Whoa. Very 120, sorry, was clogging up your comment feed with a bunch of replies. Don't worry about it. Theon's Model Railways. Jenny, if you're ever in East Yorkshire in March, there's a quaint model show in a village called Howden. I know Howden well. I'm also hopefully going to be exhibiting in 2021 when my layout is hopefully finished. I've got relatives who live in Howden. So yeah, been there a few times. Not to the exhibition, but to Howden. Warrington Transporter, will you have a break from your layout over Christmas? Well, yeah, I'll be doing the family thing at certain points, but it's always quite relaxing to come up here and, like we're doing now, sit with trains just going round, and I just find it's almost like a white noise generator. I don't like to play trains. I'm not one of those people who sit there and like shunts wagons. Yeah, not my thing. But just having trains running around like this is something that I do find very relaxing. Now, those of you who are wondering, today's beverage is Magnus. Right. Again, if I've missed any of your comments, I'm not ignoring you. It's just simply a case that they scroll off the top faster than I can get to them. So if you do have a question and I don't answer it, it's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just I've missed it, so ask it again after a suitable length of time. Fox Hill Railway, there's no such thing as a break from a layout. I know what you mean on that, actually. Area 120, different take on bargain. I wonder if more budget, smaller end-to-end layouts will be more popular in the future as automation becomes cheaper, still allowing for continuous running without a loop. Yeah, there's some interesting ideas. Gauge Master do a shuttle loop thing, have done for a great many years, so it is possible to build an automated end-to-end layout. Scuba Trust, what's your thoughts on computer running? That's the way I'm going after seeing New Junction. I think it's an interesting idea. I'm not really a computery type person. I'm still using practically a steam-powered computer. It's some like 15-year-old PC to drive the comments up there, and it really struggles. I'm trying to think. All my computers are using Windows XP Professional, because I basically just got happy with it and didn't change it. And I only upgraded to Windows XP Professional because Windows 98 SE didn't support what I wanted on USB 2. I'm not a computery type person, but I can see the advantage with it has to be said. Theon's Model Railways. Do I see the Gresley Buffet on the blue grade? Yes, you do. It's one of my favourite coaches. It's a quirky thing, really. You know, in a world of mostly Mark I coaches in the blue grey, it's nice to have some of the Big Four era coaches also in that livery. And I have put a bid in to Hornby. I've mentioned it to Simon Kohler and Montana Huron, who I deal with from time to time, about the full break but in rail blue livery. So watch this space. They were told it was certainly something that would be under consideration. Evan Railway 2019. How long does it take for a loco to go around your railway? Well, it depends on how fast it's going. If you run them slow, it can take maybe 30 seconds or so, 40 seconds, maybe a minute. But they're running quite fast at the moment, so basically whenever you see this one come past on this line, time it until you see it again. I don't know off the top of my head. Vauxhall Railway says, I was in Germany on Saturday and bought some Markland wagons, top quality. Some of the European stuff is amazing quality. Donna Kebab Donna says, where's the library? The library is 2 floors down underneath us. I do have a library. In fact, you've seen certain videos you do see filmed in there, but it's down on the ground floor. Ben Davis, do you know Hattons will be doing a live streaming on Christmas Day? That's very ambitious. I didn't know that. They haven't invited me on it. Not that I'd be able to, doing the family thing. But, yeah, I don't think they've, as you know, I tell a lie, they have once invited me on their live stream. But they do their live stream normally on a Friday, and I'm at work. So I've got asked once, in conjunction with the release of the A3 and O gauge. They've never asked me since because they know I'm working. Let's have a look. Oh, I just spotted a comment. Let me try and scroll, you old, horrible old computer. Mark Wilson said, "Did you ever do train spotting when you were younger?" Never, not really my thing. I kind of, for me, the model make is the creative side that really attracts me to model railways. But yeah, I never did train spotting. I always enjoyed looking at rails, travelling by train, following rail routes on old maps and stuff. But I think for me it's very much the creative side of building things that I love. Let's have a look. Bluegrass Revan, I think people have asked the guys on the Hattons live stream about inviting you, Jenny, or Sam Strange to the live stream one day. I'm on there every Friday and have seen the comment. Oh, well, thank you very much. I'll have to mention that. Yeah, you keep saying you should invite Jenny on. She is aware that you do these live streams and that you don't invite her. I don't know where that posh voice came from. Lots of enunciation. Hello, it's my telephone voice. Like the bucket woman. Ian the Train. Jen, like your review of Hattons Class 66, is it out? Not yet. Essentially, that those who pre-ordered before a certain date of the first date, either 30 or 31 different variants, if you ordered them in DC or plain DCC, I think, then you will get them in time for Christmas. But if you ordered after that date, or you ordered sound fitting, that'll be in the new year. So yes and no, you can't just go out and buy one at the moment, and I don't think anybody has as yet received their production models. I know that the date of the 20th of December sticks in my mind a little bit, so watch this space. I'm sure when people start getting them, you'll see lots of posts and pictures turn up on the internet. Evan Railway 2019. Jenny, when your friend asks you want to meet, no, I'm too busy rebuilding my steam train. That could be quite a good chat up, right? It depends on who you say it to. See, if I said to somebody, oh, do you want to go down to the pub? And they're like, no, I'm rebuilding my huge, colossal steam locomotive. I'd be like, oh, can I come and play? Berry 120. I really enjoy automation, but my day job is a software developer, so I'm probably not classed as an average user. Yeah. See, all my points and stuff are all completely analog. It's just the way I like to work things out. Some of the signals as well. Yeah. Bluegrass Rail Fest. If they're on this Friday, I'll mention it. I'm surprised they haven't had you or anyone else on it as a special guest, really. Maybe that's just not the format they're going for. But yeah, I'd be up for it, but it all depends on... probably have to do it as a pre-record. I don't know, unless they go, and for one day only, you can be an employee of Hattons, so shack off your day job and just turn up and come and hang out with us. Trollopka says, Jen, I've seen a number of your vids about tree making. Have you ever tried using spirea? No, I've used seagrass, which is pretty good, a good product, but it's a very different technique. And seagrass, I find, can be a little bit brittle. So, you know, different methods, but I've not used spirea. I'm presuming that's a plant-based material. Ben Davis says, me too, Bluegrass Rail fan. I always watch the Hattons live stream on a Friday. Oh, wow. So, how are we doing? We need some more likes. We've got 90 likes and 158 people watching. So don't forget to mash that like button. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up. And we've got an awful lot, in fact there's about 750 plus videos on this channel, an awful lot of how-to guides. I did a full series on how to build your own small shunting layout. I've also got the full loft layout building set of videos. A lot of videos about things when I was building out the shed, building the garden railway, and a lot of other how-to guides with things like how to model realistic water, how to build trees, all that kind of stuff. And oh, talking of trees, one moment, it's like some of my foliage has fallen off. Ah! Let's have a look. Come here, you. Stick yourself back on the tree. Oh, sticky. Oh, no, no, don't knock the train over. There we go. Right. Nearly demolished the trains there. Trollopka says, yes, Spirea is a plant material. Although actually, let me just find some of my supplies. This is some of the stuff I do use for building trees. I just realised it is a plant material. So, is this Spirea? It doesn't have a name on the packet, but you can see it is actual plant-based. In fact, that piece makes a good tree on its own. I might glue that in as a tree all to itself in a bit. That may actually be Spirea. It might not be, but there are some really good products on the market. Aiden0206, hi to you. Warrington Train Spotter, will you be doing much drinking over Christmas? Is the Pope Catholic? Waterblog UK, can't wait to see the Mammoth running proper blast from the past. Well, if you want a real blast from the past, Bolton Model Mart down in Bolton, I noticed in their window today, you can buy brand new in the box the Mammoth SR1A steamroller. They have a brand new one for sale, and they've also got the I think it's the SP4, the stationary engine that drives all like the Mammoth tools, brand new in the box. I think they vary between 180 and 240 pounds, something like that. So they're not cheap, but you can still buy them new. They've got them in Bolton Model Mart down in Bolton. And if you do buy them, then let Phil know at the shop. Tell him I sent you. Like you say, well, Jenny Kirk says you've got this. Waterblog UK says Christmas presents ordered. Oh, right. They are hard to get, I have to say. Liquid Fuel says, what fuel do the Mammoths run on? It's hexamine tablets, which are like a solid fuel tablets. And they look like a little white block, almost like Kendall mint cake, but you wouldn't want to eat it. And it's kind of a form of methylated spirits, I guess. And you just use these tablets in there, and they're actually quite a safe and effective way of running them. The really old ones just use meths burners. Mark Wilson, have you ever been to a steam fair? I'm guessing you know I have. I used to go with my father every single year to several different ones. Used to do Harewood House Steam Rally, the Great Dorset Steam Fair, Cumbria Steam Fair, Driffield Steam Fair, Astle Park, there's one at Flixton as well, Mayday Steam Rally. Where else did we go? Loads of them. We did some with my father's Hornby 003 rail layout, that's going right back to like 1990. But then latterly we did stuff with his live steam model, steam traction engines. So yeah, I've done loads of steam rallies over the years. So I'm a venerable veteran, old hand at those sort of things. In fact, I taught Fred Talbot, the weatherman, He of dodgy I Like Little Boys fame. We didn't know at the time, but one of my first TV things was teaching him to drive a steam traction engine, a miniature one. And that was for, it used to do a thing in the late 90s, I think it was. Early 2000s, it was like Out and About with Fred or something, by a series on Granada. And he did one where he came up to Kirk airfield, and I taught him how to drive the thing, and they filmed a whole load of stuff. And then they tried to interview me, and it was my first ever TV appearance, and I was just a bumbling buffoon on camera, because I was just like mortified. Oh my god, am I going to be on TV? Somewhere my mother has got a tape of that programme. Berry 120, yeah. Hexamine tablets are mainly used for the camp stove burners. Yes, I think they are. I think that's what they were developed for. New image prop replicas. Will you be streaming next Monday? What date is it? I think I am. Next Monday is something like 24th, 23rd, 22nd. Yeah, at the moment I've got plans to. So yeah. Ben Davis, Jennifer, who you go to the Great Electric Train Show? I didn't go to that actually, but I would love to go. John Nutman says, Jenny, please, where can I give you information on the Southampton exhibition? The best thing to do to get in touch is through Facebook. If you find my page on Facebook, you're able to send a message through that. We are actually meaning to upgrade my website to have like contact details. Southampton being the other end of the country, it's not something that I would just go as a visitor. It's far too far. I could be persuaded to be invited to exhibit there or be on a panel. I always want to be on a panel. Invite me to be on a panel, damn it. But obviously, it's a long trek. The Don Juan King Fox Junction, do you have any favourites of Oxford Rail cars, buses or vans? Yeah, the Atkinson Borderer that I bought earlier today, that is already a firm favourite. But then I also like, I'm just trying to see, can you, where's that road? Yeah, there, where my finger is there, you can just see a GMPTE liveried, I think it's a Leyland Atlantean, and that actually has Bolton, Great Moor Street bus station on the destination lines, and I love that, so much so that on the Halloween layout for GMRC in the semi-final that we're in, that bus was one of the mystery items that alluded to the backgrounds of various the team members. We had also, contrary to the BS that was said by the judges who didn't bother listening when they were told, axe to grind. All of the stuff that was there wasn't just plonked, it all had significance. And one of the things that was on there that had significance was that very bus, because it's a Bolton bus, and that was, obviously a little allusion to myself and Les Cliff, being as we are from Bolton. Leslie Gilpin says, I was brought up near Kirk Airfield. It's a lovely part of the world, actually. It used to be Coastal Command Airfield in the Second World War. John Nutman says, okay, thank you, Jenny. You're absolutely welcome. Theon's Model Railways. What do you think about the McKinley Model Railway? No opinion whatsoever, I have to say. Not familiar with it. Angus's Trains. Hi to you. I'm later than normal because of swimming. Don't apologise, don't worry. You can always catch up the full video later on the channel, but don't worry about it. Always great to have you in the house. Before you ask, I'm afraid Zoe still hasn't done them t-shirts. But yeah, always great to see you. Ian the Train. Jen, I've never been on a panel, but in a couple of magazines, does that count? Not really. I've been in magazines an awful lot. I've got an article that's waiting to go in Railway Modeller, actually. And also, Model Yarn Fads Magazinette, which is the Swedish magazine that I write for. So big up to my Sweden posse. But no, I always wanted to be on a science fiction panel at like Comic-Con, and I have never been invited, despite the fact that I have alleged friends who organise such panels and know that I'm a published author, and indeed I've been a published author since before they were, and yet I never get invited. Other people get invited, I know, and I always get left out, and you can tell that there's an axe to grind, there's a chip on this shoulder. I've always wanted to be on a sci-fi panel. You know, I could do it. I'll go on a model railway panel, I guess. Anyway, where were we? Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Theon's model railways. This is going to be controversial. Steam or diesel? It's not going to be controversial because both. They all have their merits. I like electrics as well. I think all locomotives have their charm, be they diesel, electric or steam. So at the moment it is just, I notionally model BR Blue Tops period. I really do like BR Blue Tops period, so late 70s, early 80s, but I do also like pre-grouping an awful lot and everything in between. I like sectorisation too, a little bit like intercity, regional railways, that kind of thing. So what you're seeing running at the moment is largely BR Blue Tops period. Although saying that the Waterman Railways locomotive is technically post-privatisation, but we'll just gloss over that. It looks the part actually with a grey roof, it does look quite good. But I've got so many steam locomotives. I'm looking up there actually, A4s, N-Class, Halls, C-Classes, Hunslet Austerities, Ginties, Great Western City Classes, B4s. There's so much stuff up there. I just like it all. It's all pretty. I'm like a magpie. Not Lobia Model World. Hi to you. That's Les Cliff, by the way. Hi, Les. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. How you doing? If you're about, pop on down if you want. Knock on, hammer on the door and Jenny, let me in. Let me in. I want to come up to the loft and be on the live stream. Yeah, you can if you want. He's only up the road, you see. The Don Juan King Fox Junction, has copper died down? Nobody is talking about it. I don't know. I think that people were more worried than perhaps they should have been about it. I'm not really interested in that, Biffy. It's like, you can have too much of a good thing. I should have the booze, thank you very much. Where were we? Ah, yes, the prologue. It came to pass. You can tell I'm getting drunk now, can't you? Colin Wykes. Ooh, ooh. I love the axe grinding, Jenny. Oh, thank you very much. It's very sharp. I've been grinding it for some time. Grind it. Devan's GWR bargains. Well, at the moment, it's generally the Advent lists. Somebody just sent me a message saying, Jenny, are you available to chat? No, I'm doing a live stream. So of course I can't chat. But what was I going to say? Ah, yes, bargains, that was it. Yeah, a lot of the time you just have to be aware what things really cost. And as we said at the start, sometimes it's not a bargain if you're buying it just because it's there, not because you want it. And sometimes you have to be a little bit ruthless to yourself, because I know I've done this many a time in the past. I'm a right one to talk. But sometimes it can be quite easy to buy something because it's a really great price, but not because you have an immediate need or use or want for it. And there's so many things I've bought over the years, and you're looking at afterwards and you go, what did you buy that for? I'm looking up there, I've got like Whiston, Hunslet Austerity, Whiston in green. Bought it brand new at a bargain price, and in all honesty, I still to this day don't know why I bought it. It was a bargain. Devon's GWR says, I've got a bargain for you. Okay, I'm game. Whoa! Devon's GWR. Humby 28XX in GWR shirt button green, 35 quid. Is that the super detailed one? Where did you get that from? That's actually a really good price. David Scott says, just catching up, Oxford Rail extra trailer sets for Scamel Scarabs. Oh, brilliant. Actually, sometimes that's really useful to have, just as a pure scenic detail. And I know that, like some of the things like this, extra trailers would be a great boon, or even just selling the tractor units on their own. I think it'd be quite nice. But yeah, extra trailers for the Scamel Scarabs would be a great idea. There we are, I'll just put all them there. Bish bash bosh. Not Lobia, not Model World. Sorry, can't get over. Don't worry, Les. I know it's past your bedtime. I'm just joking with you. Don't worry. It was slightly flippant comment, but it's good to see you in the room. Yeah, Devon's GWR says yes. Where did you get that? Where? Or were you trying to sell me that? In which case, yes, please. I'll take it. 28XX is a model that I would love to get one of. It has to be said. It is on my hit list of models what I really want. Fat Wallet Boy 2 says, do you sell on locos very often, or once bought do they stay in the collection? Generally speaking, they stay in the collection. Occasionally people I've known have twisted my arm to sell them various locomotives, and it takes a lot of arm twisting, to be honest. And what I say to people is that actually I don't really want the money. Why would I want to sell something just for money? So I tend to do swapsies. And if somebody like desperately wants something that I'm not firmly attached to, and bear in mind I am firmly attached to a lot of things, then we tend to come to a bartering agreement to swap it for something. So for example, my Gagemaster DCC controller was swapped for a Bachmann Class 55, which I had paid something like £40 for. It was as new in box, but I was quite pleased. I thought that was a good swap. Devon's GWR says, got it off a mate on the railway who inherited a load from one of the volunteers' uncles and selling loads to earn a bit of money for the Gwilly Model Railway Club. 35 quid is actually a really good price for that model. I've read that one out. Bluegrass Rail Fan, only need another couple of dozen for a decent looking grain train. Yeah, sometimes trains look weird. It's this dilemma of, do you buy one of many different types of wagon, or do you buy a full wraith of them? And then, do you like them all to have the same number, or, like this train going past here, every single wagon has a different running number and slightly different, because I've been collecting for 20 odd years, and because they've been reissued so many times, I've just slowly built that collection up over 20 years. Hi, Angus's Toys and Games, aka Angus's Trains. I assume it is. Devon's GWR says, nope, it's mine. It's mine. My precious. My precious. I'm getting well drunk here. Bluegrass Rail Fan, just like the unit train appearance that comes with those grain trains, even the cars aren't always the same type. CSX runs several grain trains in western Kentucky and even loads a few out there. Theon's Model Railways, I'm going to build up a Mark 1 Pullman set in the Umber and Cream for my currently 2 steam locos. I've actually got the Hadrian Bar car. It's the only Umber and Cream Bachmann Mark 1 Pullman that I have. And I got that as a review sample. I didn't pay for it. I was really quite lucky. They didn't send it to me. They sent it to BRM. and I was talking to the guy from BRM, and he had this big box of stuff, and I went, "Oh, you've been picking up a few bits and pieces for your collection. This was at a show." And they went, "No, the review samples at the magazine got sent. Help yourself if you want." I was like, "Yeah, grand." Got a few good things out of that. But I also do have the nightcap bar, which was the rail blue and grey version. I bought that second hand somewhere. Anguson's Train says, "Yep, my other channel." Yeah, I know you told us the other week. Oh, Evan Railway 2019. Whoa. Jenny, my mate is steaming our 5-inch up. We are going for a drive in the dark, half the track. Well, don't fall off the end. Be a bit careful. It'd be a bit chilly out there. Bluegrass Railfan. We have a few mixed freight trains here in the States, but there's a lot of unit train traffic nowadays. Coal, grain and autos, especially autos. We have 2 Ford plants and a Toyota plant in Kentucky. Devon GWR says, "I'll send you a pic on Messenger." I can't look at it until after the stream, I have to, because I'm using my phone for the excuse me, for the actual camera, so I'll have a look at that afterwards. Andy 1962 says, "Great product placement, Jenny. You should ask for freebies." I do get sent the occasional review sample from a number of different companies. Daypole, just sorting some stuff out at the moment. Also Hornby, Oxford Rail, Acura Scale. Who else? And a whole host of smaller manufacturers as well. And actually, I think it's really good to support manufacturers to get word of the products out there. You know, I review things as I find them. I like to think it's an honest review. I'm not afraid to point out the flaws in a model if it has flaws. But I think it's a great service to be able to show people what's out there and show you it in a warts and all fashion. I don't like the term freebies, because that suggests like I'm troughing, like gimme. It's not like that, and quite often I just give a lot of these things away afterwards, because they're not necessarily the things that I want for my personal collection, so I just give a lot of them away. Are you alright there, Cupboard Monkey?
Hello.
Do you want to come on camera, Cupboard Monkey?
Not really.
Well, come on up.
I'm fat and eating chocolate.
Yes, you are. No, you're eating chocolate. I didn't say you're fat.
Well, I am.
I think I got away with that one.
No, I heard you.
Oh, she did. Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I'm getting really drunk. Is that bad?
No.
Did you keep the fire going?
Yeah.
No.
I'm in my office. I'm trying to edit. Hello, everyone. But yeah, Jen gives a lot of the stuff away because, well, you haven't got much space for it, and
also, people keep asking me for stuff that I know. I don't
Yeah.
just give it away to complete strangers, but you know, and people say, "Oh, do you want that?" And it's like, if you want it really bad, here you go. So I'm giving a few bits and pieces away. There's some stuff I keep, and it's like hands off. Oh, apparently, Jenny, you must not drive the trains. Says I like.
you're not driving them. You're operating them.
I'm not even touching anything. Warrington Transporters says hello. So does Evan Railway 2019. Derek Grant, we want Zoe. You can have her if you want. Give me an address, I'll put her in a box.
Yeah, Jen's not happy with me anymore because basically I came free in a packet of cornflakes when she collected enough tokens, and now she's not. She's just got no room for me anymore.
10 years of buyer's remorse. Oh, Andy 1962 says, "Hi Zoe, Jenny, let her run a Gronk."
Gronk Fest.
Let's have the one with your name on. So,
It's a Gronk with my name on it.
yeah, loco 8762. Turn the little wheel, come on the camera. It needs to go the other way, I think, so that people can see it. It should be coming into shot here. Come on, turn it up a bit. Well, you've broken it.
It's not my fault that your stuff doesn't work.
It's like listening to paint dry, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Is it coming in? No, don't stop. It's got dirty wheels.
Dirty.
Somebody.
Dirty.
I'm watching the camera to see. Oh wait a minute! No, it's going the wrong way for that. It needs to go
Oh, for goodness sake, you silly sausage!
Silly
Can
You wanted a Gronk,
I did.
it'll
I wanted a Gronk fest.
It'll eventually turn up on screen. There it is.
Why are you off to one side? Oh, so you can see the trends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why am I looking there? I can see it there.
Mm.
Yes, I'm happy now. Okay. So we've had parents round for the last few days, and it was quite nice.
Oh yeah, we have. Well,
And
your parents, they're my in-laws.
And there's one thing that always happens with parents visiting. You clean the house. Basically, like, Mum and Dad, I don't want you to know that I live the way I live. So basically, what we end up doing is a situation where you completely clear and tidy and vacuum and make museum quality your entire house. And then when they arrive, you say, "Oh, hello, come on in, please mind the mess." Basically, we lie to our parents as adults.
Are you doing your comedy
And
routine?
it does seem a bit weird. Why can't we ever be honest? Why can't we just say, "Look, Mum, Dad, I forgot you were coming until about half an hour ago, so I had to hire crime scene investigation people's cleanup team to make the entire house livable." So if there's a smell of Dettol and paint, that's what it is. Or you could just do the other thing of, "Oh, hi, Mum and Dad, I forgot you were coming, that's why you can't see me behind all these pizza boxes, and it's also why I'm not wearing any trousers. So it's been lovely to see you, but yes, I think it is best time you left now. You've got a long journey for going home, so I'll see you later, bye."
Now you know what I have to live with. With this one, sometimes you come home and you think, you know what, I'm just going to take off and nuke the place from orbit because it's the only way to be sure.
I've got to practice my routine somehow. So Jen gets it in the moment she comes in the house. Like, "I've been working on some material today. Here it is."
I get it by text message when I'm at work.
Damn right.
Full Gronk convoy.
I'm going to open a can of whoop-ass on you now.
That's not whoop-ass. Apparently, Andy 1962 says Gronk Fest with Zoe. That's a video right there.
Yes,
Ooh,
it is.
yes. All Gronk, all the time. Gronk, Gronk, Gronk.
We should make a Gronk video. A Gronk music video.
A music video?
In the style of James Bond, we do like Gronk, 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 Gronk.
Have you been sniffing the microwave when it gets hot again?
Yes.
Leslie Gilpin says, "You can come round to clean mine if you want." I have a devil's own job to get her to clean this place. You don't think you're going to go freelance, do you? I can't do a Gronk convoy because I'm bone idle, basically. Evan Railway
behind you.
2019. I thought you was going to say clean the house, sorry, and Jenny cleans the railway. Oh, I could do that. James Carroll, yeah, Jen. When get it, you the angel in the crew.
I'm off.
I'm the angel in the crew.
Yes, I only came up for a biscuit.
You take the rest away with you. Take them. Take them.
I won't need asking 3 times.
Take them. The finger of ultimate power commands you to take them. Otherwise, I will grind them into your favourite games. So that's the way to do it. You say, "I will mysteriously hide them in Rule of Rose's case when you're not looking."
No.
You hear her?
No.
Right, anyway. Oh, so I'm really drunk here. Don't take the funny things away. Anyway, anywho, let's see. What have we got going on? What have we got? Derek Grant says we got 6 snakes in the living room. We don't get any visitors. What, the small furry kind, or just like people knocking on the door saying, "Hello, we'd like to talk to you about..." Run for your lives! Tim's Train says, "Are you going to do some winter scenery with snow on your layout?" Not on this layout, no. But keep your eyes skinned for this Friday on Hornby's YouTube channel, and you'll see what I've been doing with some snow. Well, with Les as well. Tim JD Dowd, who needs telly when you got Jen and Zoe? I don't know whether to be, I should be flattered or offended. Leslie Gilpin says, talking about what's a bargain, just got 2 passenger cars, £60 each. Yeah, there's a lot of bargains to be had, and I always say that actually one of the best places to get a decent bargain is usually your local smaller model shop, because they'll have a second-hand section, and if they're like, for example, Arcadia Trains and Shaw, they price this stuff to sell. So when you go in there, you can get some really good bargains, and I've had an awful lot from Tim at Arcadia over the years. So big up to my Arcadia posse. But I'm trying to think of a really good example. I mean, I paid, I think it's about £55 for a brand new in-box London and North Western Railway coal tank in BR Early Crest Black. And it really was brand new. It was effectively overstock, and he put it out in a second-hand table, and that was the price it went for. So it's all, and he's still got 2 there. Actually, if you go and buy them, do tell him that I sent you. But yeah, there are definitely bargains out there. SF Ratton NZ, hi to you. Blind Paul says, always had a good deal from Tony's Trains. Yeah, there's, like I say, a lot of these small local model shops. Don't neglect them. It's use them or lose them, but you can get some great deals out of some of these as well. And oftentimes much better than what you get from the big box shifters. Islet Transport goes, gronks, gronks, gronks! To which Gamehammer Classic Gaming, aka the Cupboard Monkey, says, you know it. Derek Grant says, 6 ball pythons, 2 4-foot, 3-foot, 2-foot size, just fed. I did touch a snake once. It was a python, and I managed to bottle my fears for just long enough to go. So I know that snakes are not actually slimy at all, but I'm scared of snakes. Evan Railway 2019 says, bye Jenny, got to go, my 5-inch safety valve's gone. Bye. No worries, Evan, you have fun on that ride on layout. I'm pretty certain that you will. But don't go gung-ho and fall off the end. Ian the Train, agree on local model shops partly because I do part-time in one. I mean, it's true. It's absolutely true. I've had some great bargains from the local model shops over the years. I go to Arcadia Trains an awful lot, and he always has great bargains on, and they're priced to sell. I've also supported Durham Trains of Stanley, 53A models in Hull, all these kind of places, Loco Shed in Whitefield, Holton Model Centre, Bolton Model Mart, all of these places, Transport Models in Preston, and it is a case you're going to use them or you lose them. Bluegrass Railfan kind of said how local model shops are disappearing. I like going in them, I buy stuff online, but buying shops whenever I can. Too right, exactly the same. Same as me. Mark Royce, hi Jen, do you use a Hoover to pick up loose grit? I ask because I always have derailments 1 a week. Now, a little top tip for you. Use a Hoover, but get something like an old pair of stockings and stretch it over the nozzle, so when you Hoover stuff up, anything which shouldn't be disappearing into the Hoover gets caught in the nylon mesh, and then you can retrieve that. So things like loose figures, that kind of thing, you're not going to lose them into the Hoover, but it does mean that you can like clean the muck off at the model railway. I did do a video, a how-to guide, how to dust and clean a model railway, and there's some good tips in that as well. But yeah, you can use a Hoover, you just got to be a little bit careful, otherwise you can accidentally find all your static grass disappears up the nozzle. Jodie Smith says, well, I have to go. Well, look, it's been great having you company. Thank you very much for joining us here on the Monday live stream on episode 1 of series 2 of what is Loft Live. But hopefully perhaps see you again same time next week. I think we're on next week, yeah. The one just before Christmas. So maybe we'll have a full-on Christmas themed Loft Live. Bluegrass Railfan, Louisville used to have a bunch of hobby shops, like 6 or 7 I can think of. Now there's just 2. Yeah, unfortunately a lot of these model shops have just gradually disappeared. It's very sad, but you've got to use them or lose them. Ian the Train, so yeah, we used to get a lot of second-hand, but it seems to be going to eBay. There's a lot goes on eBay, but whilst you can get a bargain off eBay, it does seem to be few and far between. I'm not a big fan of eBay, as we said. Doven's GWR, I'll let you know what else we have and you can see if you'd want anything. Oh, that'd be great, Grant, thanks for that. Bluegrass Railfan, last one that closed in Louisville, I really liked it. It was right next to a grade crossing on the CSX main line to Cincinnati. Ian Reed, I enjoy your Loft Chat. Oh, thank you very much. I am very, very drunk, it has to be said. I'm quite tired. I've not been sleeping very well at the moment, so I'm probably, I know we normally aim for about 3 hours. We're just coming up on about 2 hours now. But might round up in the next 20 minutes or so. But let's have a look at more of the, let's have a look. Islet Transporters says, any diesels? Doven's GWR says, maybe. So yeah, actually diesels, I like diesels as well. I could be interested in diesels as well, and steam, and electric, and multiple units too. Bluegrass Railfan, there's a nice shop in southern Illinois if you're ever in the area. Chuck's Depot in Marion has N and HO scale, has thousands of things, has a massive HO layout in the shop basement. Oh, brilliant, excellent. Leslie Gilpin, still not a user of the Book of Faces. Ah yes. The Book of Face. I don't like Facebook actually, because a lot of the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm probably not. A lot of the time, you look at posts on Facebook and people are going, "Oh yeah, look at me, aren't I amazing?" Blah blah blah. I've done all these amazing things, and actually, I think a lot of people are kind of embellishing what they're really up to, because a lot of people just fishing for attention, I guess. I've lost my train of thought. Where's it gone? Magnus cider beverage of choice tonight on very first officially named Series 2 Loft Live. And that's gone really to my head actually. I'm going to have to stop soon because I'm losing the plot. Right. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Andy, 1962. If you really can't live without a particular model, you can usually find it on eBay, but expect to have to pay ridiculous prices. Absolutely true, actually. Bluegrass Railfan, I just don't connect with people on like I used to. Everyone's off doing their own thing, which is fine. But I think first Facebook has served its purpose. I know exactly what you mean, I have to say. Rob's Trains, Facebook should be called Fakebook, very much so. Ben Davis, have you got Hornby Christmas wagon? I never buy them. I have to say, the Hornby Yeared wagons and the Hornby Christmas wagons, not my thing, as we said. They have a place, but not my thing. Evan Railway 2019, there's a good shop in Romford Hornchurch called Roneo Models, good for 00. Margie McFly bought a really good Airfix Royal Scot livery from eBay for £17. What do you think, Jenny? Do you have one? As I haven't got a layout yet. It's an older model. It'll be split chassis, probably 10 to drive. For that amount of money, that's actually a reasonable price, I guess. Not my cup of tea, but yeah. Warrington Train Spotter. What was that? Combat Bunny says, ban any alcohol next Loft Chat. Wash your mouth out with soap. Warrington Train Spotter. Jenny, you're drunk. How many have you had? one can. I know I'm a lightweight. Right, officially one can down. We have another though. Bish bash bosh. Lee Phillipson says, is the monkey feeling better? Yeah, the monkey's alright. Feeling better, yes. Busy downstairs on the typewriter, bashing out random words. Eventually we'll have a best-selling novel. Actually, she's editing videos. Fox Hill Rower says, I got a mainline Royal Scot, it's great. I don't have a Royal Scot. I wouldn't put, personally, because I do DCC, I wouldn't go for the older models. But yeah, they have their place, and at the right price, definitely so. Bluegrass Railfan, considering that next year is an election year in the US, I have a feeling Facebook is going to be unbearable. I know what you mean. It's been unbearable for the UK election over here. There's an old adage, empty vessels make the most noise. And certainly there's been a lot of people spreading fake news and vitriol and vile comments on Facebook. I've had to ban a few people from my Facebook. It's like, no, I'm not interested in your prejudiced vitriol and hate speech. I hate that word, hate speech. That's really like, I'm a hipster, I don't like hate speech. I feel offended. But no, some people really like advocating violence against people who vote differently from them, and I just found it like, no, it was just vile. And I found that there was a vile side to an awful lot of people on my Book of Face friends list, so I did have a cull. Bluegrass Reference says, I have no feeling towards either party, just don't want to read about it. I know what you mean. I was talking to somebody today, actually, and my thoughts are that actually anything political in an election campaign should be banned from stuff like Facebook. It's like, no, not interested. Any social media, because there's so much crud gets put out there by all sides. Fox Hill Railway, we like to drink with Jenny because Jenny is our mate. Oh, your mate, yeah, I love you. Oh, you're my best mate, you are. Oh, where's the ceiling on the wall? Jamie Smith, but Hatton's charges overly high prices for second-hand stock. They do, actually. I'm sorry if there's anybody from Hatton's watching. You probably do know, but a bit on the high side, not really priced to sell. But then again, you know, the market's going to pay that. You know, that's how commercial businesses work. Where's that comment gone? Oh, there we are. For a shop that shouldn't be allowed to, and should charge no more than its RRP price. Some things come to have a rarity value. So, for example, the biggie thing is stuff like the Huntley and Palmer's W4 packets command above RRP. That just is what the people are prepared to pay for them. And the 592 C class in the full ornate SECR livery, I've seen them at one point up to about 550 quid they were going for on the bay. This dropped to a much more, well, I say reasonable, but it dropped to a slightly better, but still over the odds, 200 odd quid, I think, last time I saw one come up. Which, you know, considering they had an RRP of like 69.95 or something when they came out, something. I keep seeing something in the corner of my eye. Is there a fly up here or something? I was convinced I saw a wasp earlier on, but couldn't find it. Yeah, Bluegrass Railfan. An item is worth what someone will pay for it. It's absolutely right. You can't begrudge them charging more than RRP if that's what the market is prepared to pay. Yeah, Graham Mick says, you should try living in Scotland. It's just referendum after referendum. I think they dubbed it the Neverendum. Unfortunately, there seems to be, in this day and age, and it's not just Scotland you see it, and you see it south of the border as well. There's a certain type of person that wants to keep on having referenda until they get the answer they want. That's not democracy. It really isn't. You know, it's supposed to be once in a generation. It's like, what, 3-year-olds having kids now or something? It's just ridiculous. Essentially, beyond, I don't do politics, but SNP, they just want to keep on having referenda until they get the answer they want, and that's just fire behind them. You winding me up? James Carroll, what do you mean fire behind me? Where? I'm not gullible, I'm just drunk. Rob's Train says, I always keep a can of wasp spray in my loft. The only trouble with that is that you then have to vacate the loft for a while because that stuff's nasty to breathe. I think it was just my eyes playing tricks on me, because I've seen no further evidence. I just caught sight of it just sat on something out the corner of my eye. You know, it's sitting out the corner of your eye. And when I went to look, there was nothing there. So I'm not sure whether I saw one and it moved, or if my eyesight's playing tricks on me. Warrington Transporters says, how many running tracks do you have on your layout, Jenny? There are 4 continuous running tracks, but an awful lot of loops on those tracks as well. As you can possibly see a little bit of in the rest of the layout behind me. In fact, most of the marshalling yards are loops. There's not that many buffer stops up here because there's not that many dead-end sidings. It's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've only got 11 buffer stops. There's only 11 dead-end sidings. Oh no, 12, 16. 16, I can't count. But there's a heck of a lot of loops. All of this stuff down here is loop upon loop upon loop. What was I talking about? Ah, yes, cider. Hey, I'm a cheap date. Right. Graham, Mick, really enjoyed the Class 66 review, did Jenny? Can't wait till I get mine. It's the BR Blue. Actually, the large logo BR Blue. If I was into 66s, that would be the livery I would personally go for, I think. Just because it's more faithful to the BR Blue tops period that I tend to go for. And I could probably delude myself into thinking that maybe BR bought some 66s in the 80s or something like that. But thank you very much. I was very impressed by that model, the Class 66. It's been long awaited. And it's garnered, even before it hit the market, it garnered criticism that, there's the Bachmann model, there's the Hornby cheap-ass model, and like, why are they bringing this out, sort of thing. But it blew me away in some respects, that it was very, very fine with the detail. It went above and beyond what you would expect, to the point where, there's like tempo printing, that, I don't know why I've got a little bit of hair sticking up there. The tempo print, ooh, I'm very drunk. The tempo printing, you could read even this minuscule stuff. Now, Sam's Trains was a bit naughty, because we were all told, these are pre-production models, and the little axle covers, they do rotate. Hattons are very proud of that feature, and that means that when the train runs, they are supposed to rotate, because the real ones rotate, and they do on model. But for some reason, the pre-production models, these were loose. Now, we were all told that this was an issue, that they didn't want it mentioning, because the real models, the production models, don't have that issue. And I'm told that Sam's Trains then brought that up as an issue, which I thought was like, do you want to get sent review samples in the future? Because it's not a good way of doing it. 2 of the ones online did fall off, but I didn't draw attention to it because I've been assured that the production models don't have that problem. So I was prepared to take Hattons on their word with that. And it was a really great feature, I have to say. But the attention to detail in that 66 is amazing. And the haulage power is just out of this world. The Islet Transporters says, yes, Sam brought it up as an issue. He was told, because I got the same email, saying, just to let you know, for some reason on the pre-production models, the axle covers that rotate is a feature that we're very, very proud of, said Hattons, but they're loose on the pre-production models. Now we can assure you, they said, that this does not afflict the actual production models. They will be fine, so we'd appreciate if you don't make a big thing about it. Essentially don't mention it. And I thought, yeah, that's absolutely reasonable. I'm prepared to take them at their word, and I didn't make a thing of it, but he did. So, a bit naughty. I do know as well he annoyed another manufacturer, so you know, you can't pander to the manufacturers, and it's something that I do say I'm fiercely independent with my reviews, and I guess that the manufacturers do respect that. At the end of the day, if I was just toadying to manufacturers, very quickly people would just go, your reviews are rubbish, because it doesn't actually tell you as it is. So what I actually say to manufacturers when they come on board to send out review samples is, I will film the review. Once it's edited and uploaded, they'll be sent a link to watch that uploaded copy. It's not live, but they can watch it. I will correct factual errors. So if, you know, for example, I've given the wrong details of the livery or something like that, I will correct that if it is a factual error. But I do stress to all the manufacturers that essentially it's a case of, if the actual substance of the review is not open for debate, you know, if I find a fault with the model and say, you know, this isn't good, then the manufacturer can't say, oh no, we don't want you to put that in. It's like, I'm sorry, but that's how I retain my independence. So that is how I work, and all the manufacturers so far have been perfectly happy and on board with that. I've been rambling. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Leslie Gilbert is Woodstock, Illinois. Oh, it's got. Sorry, let me just scroll up. Bish bash bosh. You've all started typing really quickly. Groundhog Day. Let's have a look. Oh gosh, you have been busy. Gosh, loads and loads of comments. Bish bash bosh bosh. Warrington Transporter says, would you get a blue HST set, or is it not your era? Technically it is my era, because they were around from like the 1970s, about what, 76, something like that. I might consider it. If Hornby sent over one for review, then yeah, I'll be happy to review it. I always am, doesn't matter what people send over, I'm happy to review it. And I suspect that I would actually be like, actually, I'll keep hold of that. It would be one that if people come up to me and go, oh, you just reviewed that HST, can I have it when you're done? I would almost certainly say, no you can't, I'm keeping that. But it's not on my hit list of models that I'm really, really wanting to get. Foxhill Railway, the DMU extension is a great part of your layout. Nespa? Oh, yeah, there's no DMUs on it at the moment. I'm just gonna, let's go walkabout because I'm drunk. So there's the DMU siding, just here. It's currently full of Class 25s, and basically, I sometimes have. In fact, the DMUs. This is. God, I'm very drunk, so if you're getting seasickness, then tough. The DMUs are down in their fiddle yard underneath. You can just sort of see them underneath there. And just having a change, basically. Whoa. I have to say, Magnus side, it's really nice. If Magnus wants to send over a crate, then I'm happy to be sponsored by Magnus. But let's go for a different angle. Let's move the chair around, shall we? Right. Anywho, what was I going to say? Oh yes, yeah. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Let's just angle that up a little bit. There we go. Ooh, magic of top of head-o vision. Right, Leslie Gilpin, Groundhogs. Oh yeah, Groundhog Day the musical. How strange. John Frankenfield says, do you ever model US railways? I don't, but I would love to actually. I think I've said this before. I've drawn a lot of inspiration from US outline modelers. I think some of the methods that you guys use for scenery and the way you build models is great, and I've tried to take on board some of those techniques. I think that they're great techniques, and I've applied them to UK outline models. But I would really love to build an American outline model. I've got a single old, like 1990s era Bachmann GP40 somewhere, and like literally like 3 items of rolling stock. So I'd have to stock up on rolling stock and stuff. But yeah, I am quite tempted. But it can get to be a very expensive hobby if you start changing scales and eras and stuff. Yeah, Islet Transporters. Sam brought it up as an issue. Yeah, that was the wheel covers on the thing. Andy 1962 says Sam's Trains really made an issue of the axles. Yeah, he's not going to be on Hatton's Christmas card list doing that because he was told. Tim's Train Snap. I ordered my 66.2. Can't wait to get it. Leslie Gilpin. Woodstock, Illinois was where Groundhog Day movie was filmed. Nice town and close to the Illinois Railroad Museum. Yeah, apparently because Gobbler's Knob, or whatever the place is called, is apparently not very photogenic, so they decided to go somewhere that looked better on camera. WD23ST, what's the oldest loco you've converted to DCC? Good evening, by the way. Good evening to you. It's probably a late 1990s vintage Hornby ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug, which are essentially exactly the same as they were back in Daypole days. So that's certainly the oldest design of loco, and it is also the oldest loco that I have DCC fitted. Now you have to hard fit them, but it's actually really easy. I can't remember if I did a video. No, I didn't do a video. It's something that I've talked to Hornby about doing a how-to guide video. They were quite receptive to it, but at the moment the 4-pin DCC chips that I use for those kind of hard wirings aren't available and won't be until April next year. So that's currently on the back burner, but there will be a how-to guide for doing stuff like that, and the Huntler Austerity as well. Bluegrass Railfan says the Class 66 is tempting me to try. Oh well, it is actually a nice model. Very nearly turned my eye to the modern image scene, as we said. Graham Mick says that's what we like, Jenny. Your honesty when reviewing models. Well, thank you very much. Bluegrass Railfan, I would take an honest review over any other day of the week. The flaws should be known if there are any. Yeah, but obviously the caveat with that 66 was that we were all assured, and if the production model turns up and they fall off, then I'll be the first to go, actually Hatton's assured us that this wouldn't happen, and it did. Because I do have footage of the pre-production sample with 2 axle boxes having fallen off in the permanent way. But I was prepared to take Hatton's at their word on that one. They did assure me, so I've got every faith. You know, and I've got no reason to doubt them. So I didn't make a thing of that because obviously they explained the situation. Yeah, Bluegrass Railfan, absolutely right. But if they say it's just an issue with the pre-production models and not the final one is fixed, then it shouldn't be mentioned. Yeah, definitely. I think there was also an issue with the DCC socket. I know New Junction. He said that when he chipped his, it caused a short, and he wasn't sure why. And mine was supposed to be DCC fitted, but didn't arrive DCC fitted. And I think there may have been a pre-production issue going on there, but you know, I didn't bring it up. J. Paul Anderson, problem is we can't agree on what is fact these days. I know. Ooh, thank you very much, Tim's Trains. Just on the super chat has donated £2. It says Merry Christmas, Jen. Buy yourself another Magnus. Well, look, thank you very much for that. That is incredibly generous. Thank you very much, Tim's Trains. Let me just Come here, you. Oh. I shouldn't handle very delicate models when I'm slightly drunk. I've just pinged the vacuum pipe off. Oh my. Where's that supposed to go? Is that... I've pinged a vacuum pipe. Anyway, Tim's Trains. I wanted to take this opportunity to say, look, thank you very much. And Tim's Trains has been very, very generous in the past. So this is Tim's Trains and Combat Bunnies locomotive. The pair of them donated over £100 on Super Chat a few weeks ago, and so in honour of that, this is the locomotive. Look out for this. It's Wednesday's video is the full review video of this, so it's something to look out for, and see the full running video of it and the box opening and review. So just wanted to put that out there because of your very, very kind donation through the Super Chat tonight. Richie Download Festival Goer says, Jen, you have inspired me and thank you for it. You're absolutely welcome. I am really, really glad to be able to inspire people. I find it quite humbling when people say, oh, you've been an inspiration. Because I like to think I'm very passionate about the hobby, model railways in general, being creative. And I do it because I love the hobby, I love these products, I love making things, and hopefully that enthusiasm does come over in the videos. But I always feel really, really honoured that people find me inspiring at times, so thank you very, very much. Bluegrass Rail Fences, I don't have a set era with my M-scale stuff these days, that gets expensive. Might start on a second M-scale layout soon. For my eastern US flights, yeah, of course, because America is very, very big, and a lot of rail companies. So I guess from the UK, it's easy for us to forget that actually there's a lot of variety in the American scene. Sam Brick says, love your layout. Yours, along with another channel, are giving me creative ideas for my new hobby. Well, thank you very, very much. I do feel ever so honoured that people like what I'm doing, and to help kind of keep the hobby alive and to get people enthused in the hobby. I'm thank you for letting me do that for you. Bluegrass Rail fan, my collection is probably 90% diesel. Not sure which railroad is represented most. Actually, ironically, even though I always say that I ostensibly model BR tops blues till late 1970s, early 1980s, most of my collection is actually steam locomotives. Yeah, actually, most of my collection is steam locomotives. I'm the magpie of collecting stuff. It's like, oh, it looks pretty, I'll buy one. Right, hold on, just getting some super glue. Super glue. I'm going to try and... I'm slightly drunk. This could end in tears, you know. Let's... oh. How peculiar. Oh, that one's gummed up. Right, I'm going to have a look at the other one. Where are you, super glue? I'm sure I have super glue here somewhere. Bish, bash, bosh, boosh. Where are you, super glue? I can't find my super glue. Oh, there you are. Right. Oh. I need something small to put this with. I see my little nozzle's fallen off. Let me see now. Can I unplug my nozzle? Nozzle, it's such a strange sounding word, isn't it? Nozzle. I need to prick. Yeah? Are you gluing things while drunk? Of course. It's sure you should be gluing things while drunk? It's the best time to glue things with super glue, when you're absolutely drunk.
Okay, in 5 minutes' time, when you've realised that now your fingers are stuck to it, shall I take you to the hospital?
How would you take me to the hospital?
I don't know.
Which bit? Oh, I see. Yes, I can do this. Right. Ah.
Now you've got carpet glued to it.
No. It's good. It's good. I'm good. Ha ha. Ooh. Right. And now a big dollop of glue.
Glue.
It's like drunk woman tries to glue a. Oh no, got that in my finger. That's all right. Drunk woman tries to glue. Oh come on!
It's alright. I'll leave you to it. I can't look.
I got glue on my screwdriver.
You got a glue driver.
A glue driver, yeah, right. It's just, come on you, get you in the right position. And that, we're just gonna, yeah, gotcha! Right, anyway, where were we? So, drunken woman glues stuff. It's super glue as well. I love super glue. Right, where's my other screwdrivers gone? Anybody see where I put them down? I had a box of screws. Oh, there they are. Right, anywho. This is going to end badly. Listen to Zoe. Oh no. Fox Hill Railway. I speak some French. I know what you just said. Nerd. I like transport. Emergency! The loco is ruined. I'm not assuming you have that strange sounding voice, but Fox Hill Railway. This is great. Oh dear. A&E trip after the show. Bluegrass Rail fan. I have a hell of a time gluing anything sober. I can't imagine doing so drunk. Richie, download festival goer, great live stream, and don't forget to tell other people about this absolute car crash of fun that we've got on here. Because we need more subscribers. I want to get to 10,000 subs by the end of the year. Come on, tell all your friends. 10,000 subs. You know you want to. Magnus Ciders. Right. Let's just see now. Has that fallen off yet? Nope. It's still on. Look. I repaired it whilst drunk. I'm going to very carefully put this away before I fall over. Oh, ow. But yeah, that was bought thanks to the very generous donations of Tim's Trains and Combat Bunny. There were quite a few others. It was an amazing night, has to be said. But yeah, so look out on Wednesday. What? Stuck on my top? You're having a laugh. Having a laugh. What do I got on my top? Evan Railway 2019. Jenny, it's all on the paint of the loco. It wasn't. Evan Railway 2019 got you. Yeah. I can't forget, what were we talking about? I don't know, I'm starting to see double. I'm drunk. Anywho, how we do, right? Anyway, I'm looking at the time, and I am quite conscious. I'm probably, I always act a bit silly when I've had a drink, but, Lee Phillipson says, I think the monkey should keep giving Jenny cider. Drunk Jenny is fun. Evan Railway 2019 says, we was talking about a drunk woman trying to glue. Richie Download Festival goer, hi Jen, can we have a Gronk Fest and let Zoe take over that live stream? Zoe's busy editing at the moment. But, right, what I need to do is, let's just see now. Okay, well, a Gronk Fest. Let's have a look then. I need to, this could get tricky, just bear with me. Nope, that's the wrong one. Ah, that's the right one. I've got to change a load of points so I don't have to take trains off the track, and then I'll get some really Gronks going on. So, yep, that's that. Okay, we can do that, and top score on the track, first time, every time. Oops, no, do I knock that over? Right, ow. Okay, just checking all the tracks set correctly. So some points over here. Let's see. Okay, and let's get some Gronks going. That's 8528. So 8528, Loco 8528. Oops, wrong way. So, we're getting there. Let's turn you guys around so you can see better. Jenny, it's gonna crash. No, it's not. There's a Gronk over here. Oh, come on, don't stall on the points. It's got sound in it. It's not very loud, but let's find another Gronk to give it a push. 8507. Right, Luco 8507. Bish bash bosh. It's now being chased by 08507. Let's have a look. Right, 08507 is running. So, next Gronk. Let's go with this one. 8721. I'm going to end up crashing the controller actually, because it doesn't like having too many locos working at the same time. 8721, loco 8721. There she blows. Right, now let's stick with 3 Gronks. Gronk Fest, there we go. Right. I don't have a class 314, I have to say. I don't have a class 175 either, it has to be said. Robert Scott, Withen Model Railway says, what did we do before superglue? Superglue was invented actually during the Vietnam War. They used it to stick wounds together in the field. Somebody's been on an alcohol awareness course. Marty McFly says, hope the hatch is closed, might be an ideal elfin safety and all that. Oh, I'm careful. Careful's my middle name. Jennifer, careful. Kirk. Andy 1962, time for an intervention from Zoe. Nah. Bluegrass Railfan, there's a bourbon distillery 2 miles up the road from my house. Sometimes you step outside and smell the sour mash. Sometimes it smells like the inside of a whiskey bottle. Actually, when the moors caught fire up from here, when the peat was burning, it smelt like very smoky Scotch whiskey for a good long time. We've got 3 Gronks coming around. I don't know, can we see on the... There you are, look, just there. So there's one Gronk there. Oh, it's very hard to do this backwards. And somewhere over there, there's another Gronk, and another Gronk there. So Gronk Fest for the win. Right. Graham MCK says, we got a new train station. Well, it's new but reopened on the site of a former station. Can anybody guess the station's name? Is that on the Borders Railway, or is it somewhere on like the Bathgate and Airdrie, something like that? Don't drink and drive, you might spill it, says James Naggington. Absolutely right, yeah. Fox Hill Railway says, you deserve 10,000 subs after tonight's stream. Well, tell everybody how much fun this is. And we currently got 137 people in, 121 likes. So yeah, tell everybody we were here. Let's have a look. Bluegrass Railfan, DPU on a British train, that's a new one. DPU? Lovely Gronks. Woohoo. Oh, Rob Royston. That's very, very Scottish name. Rob Roy. Oh yes, Susie Huntback. You said that. You deserve 1 million subs before 2021. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I'll take it. 1 million subs. You get a little plaque for that. But you get a plaque for 100,000 subs, and then another one for 1 million subs. I don't know if there's one for like 10 million or 100 million. I believe there's at least one YouTuber got a plaque above 1 million subs, but I don't know who that would be. Bluegrass Railvan, DPU, Distributed Power Unit. Common thing on freight trains over here. Right, I'm with you. Ian Hilpers, just a thought. Did you ever meet Fred Dibner as he was based in Bolton? Yes, I have met Fred Dibner, and I did meet and get to know one of his sons actually an awful lot. I kept bumping into, I can't remember his name. He lives on the Isle of Man, but I kept bumping into him at steam rallies, so I kind of knew him in passing enough to like chat with him. But Fred Dibner, I did meet a couple of times, but you know, not to know him or anything. So yeah. Yeah, the Don Juan King Fox Junction. Share the love on Facebook. That's right, everybody. You can share these videos on Facebook, and the more you share, the more that I feel loved, I guess. Yeah. But I'm looking at the time. I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to stop streaming before I fall over or something. I'm very drunk and very tired. It has to be said. And I get the munchies as well. I feel like I need to go and nibble on something. But look, it's been really great having you all along. Don't forget to like this video, share it too, and also subscribe to the channel. That's really, really important. Let's see if we can bump this channel up. Let's give it a good spanking up past 10,000 subs. In fact, come on, let's see. Let's see, can I be the first model railway YouTuber to get over 100,000 subs? Then I'll get a little plaque. And I'll put the plaque on the wall over there, and it'll be in shot, and I'll be really happy. I'm talking rubbish here. But yeah, don't forget to tell everybody about these videos. Share them on Facebook. Share them to your heart's content. Tell everybody you know in the model railway world and beyond to subscribe to the channel. And it's been great having your company. Absolutely great. Really, really wonderful to just hang out with you guys here on the first episode of Loft Chat. I know we've been up here a lot before, but it's the first episode that I've actually called Loft Live. Yeah, it's been great to hang out. Don't forget as well that you can support the channel over on Patreon. The more of you guys that support me on Patreon, the more that I can flip off the people that I work for full time and go, screw you, I've got a job on YouTube. God, I'd only say that when drunk, but I'll go into work on when hello, I really like you guys. Oh, it's so much fun to work with you. Sort of something like that, I don't know. Stay until the stream ends. Of course I'll stay until the stream ends. Because I'm here until the stream ends, because it's my finger that goes up and turns the stream off. But look, thank you very much. It's been great to have you all in. Good night to you all. It's been really good fun to hang out with you all. And big thanks to those who've donated via Super Chat. It's been really much appreciated. Don't forget to tune into that Wednesday video, and also look out for me on Friday. We've got a video on this channel on Friday, but there's also on Hornby's own official YouTube channel as well. There's a thing that Les and I filmed for Hornby, which is going up. I haven't even seen their version of it, but look out for that, and don't forget to tell everybody that you knew me before I was famous. So until next time, you take really good care, and see you next time. Bye for now. This is now the awkward bit where I'm like, how do we turn this off? It's like that bit in Austin Powers with Dr. Evil. But oh, a fry-up. I could go for a fry-up. I know it's 9:38. I know we normally go till 10, but I'm like losing the plot, I must say. But look, you all take really good care of yourself. It's me, Jenny Kirk, saying bye for now. And do I want to stop streaming? That's what I pressed the button for. Take care, everybody.